Pure.
I think your fans are gonna love this.
No, they are. They are, because they don't get to see me like this all the time.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled ain't fat no
You know
more.
what I'm saying? I told you in the studio, this the no filter count. They think this shit is normal. It's not. It takes a lot of hard work. So I decided, you know what I mean? Okay.
No, he ain't hitting the grocery store.
They don't believe in us, huh? God did.
How many kids you got?
100,007. What wrong with that?
What the?
Y'all niggas laugh and shit, man. I ain't no deadbeat though. I ain't no deadbeat. I bet that though.
You ain't got no money, huh?
I bet I ain't no deadbeat though.
You ain't got no money, huh?
Ooh, boy, come on, man. Iron ball, boy, unlimited, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, one iron ball costs 3 planets. Y'all ain't got one iron ball, y'all whole planet, man. Cut it, man.
I don't know.
What iron ball cost 3 planets?
3. I can buy 3 planets with that shit.
Damn.
And guess what?
Wait.
Y'all ain't got not one on this bitch, man. Hell y'all talking about, man. Y'all planet broke hell. How y'all in debt? Who y'all owe? Face. Hell you talking about? Y'all planet in debt. Who y'all owe? Come on, man. Y'all folk crazy. Y'all go for anything, man. Y'all nigga paying rent, car notes and shit. Like,
This shit gonna be free.
man, this shit free as hell. Can you make a monkey pay for a banana? Can you make a goddamn penguin pay for a fish?
Y'all sold? Oh, man. Woo!
I don't drink and I don't party, so it's okay if you have. So it's okay if you have a little side thing as long.
Look who I'm fucking again.
I had on ice with them. I watched the ice get them. Now that she sink or
Hey, she had an attitude in the summer, but she being nice again.
Grand Regent! Grand Regent, this planet is fucking sick, Grand Regent. Grand Regent, come in, please stay. Please. They have motorcycles here, Grand Regent. Motorcycles. Have you ever tried a cigarette, Grand Regent? Oh my god, Grand Regent, they're so good. I'm up to 3 packs a day. Grand Regent, they have goth daddies and Latinas here, Grand Regent. Please, can we stay? Please, Grand Regent. Grand Regent,
Hello, Chat GPT. How to be rich?
Very rich.
Very rich. Overnight. Give me 10 ideas.
50 ideas.
50 ideas. Zero investment.
No risk.
No risk. No risk.
No hard work.
No hard work. Saturday, Sunday off.
World
tour included. Shark Tank friendly ideas.
Best
ideas. No hurry.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Deep research.
Go.
Have fun not making $1 million. You're right. Have fun being right and broke. Have fun being right and broke. Have fun. You're right. You have the most right mind. Smartest boy in the room. Have fun being broke forever.
We're going to take all the breeding age females and bring them to Las Vegas, and I'll distribute them to the men who have changed their names to Corey. No kings, no presidents, no senators, just Corey. I don't need to sleep. I don't use currency. I'm not a part of this time. I used to be 2 Corys, now I'm 1. What are you guys into? What do you do?
We're tech.
That's all going away. Currency, everything. We're going to flip into a new society.
What do you do?
I'm outside of space and time. Change your name to Corey. After that, you will be executed. If you don't change your name to Corey in 3 months, you're going to be executed.
Help.
Okay.
Investing. Don't know what to do, what it is, but I need help. I need help.
Okay, so I would recommend, so me personally, I have 1.3 million in XRP. So right now it's about $2 and something cents, but the community knows that when I know it will bump up to $10, I'm going to be basically set for life. So I would highly recommend buying XRP. Why are you crying?
What the hell did you just say?
XRP.
I couldn't even understand what X could even stand for.
It doesn't stand for anything. It's just like, XRP doesn't stand for anything like explicitly. It's just like
I'm screwed. Crypto men come this way. Help me.
Just put money into XRP and then you're set for life.
Put my money in it.
Or just spend it all. Whatever you want to do.
Well, will the IRS come after me if they won't come after me if I do that?
You haven't paid taxes in 2 years, so they're going to come after you anyway.
Not if I had my money in this XPR stuff. Right?
Yeah, you're right. Just do that.
I know what it's like, baby. Yeah, I know what it's like, baby. See some titties in the club, you know what I'm saying? And I got one thing to say to you, baby. Let's get them fucking titties jumping out the fucking club, girl. Come on. Somebody take your titties out. Somebody take your titties out, yeah. Somebody take your titties out, yeah. No. Somebody take your titties out. No. Oh, yeah. Somebody take your titties out. Fucking titties, I know, yeah. I know. Yeah.
What the fuck are you wearing, bro? Yeah, man, got into crypto. Windfall, bitch. A couple of these altcoins in the portfolio went through the roof. And them NFTs I copped, yeah, up like 100x. Whoa. Thought my MetaMask wallet was gonna blow the server. IYKYK. If you know, you know. That's all I'm saying. Shit. It all tanked, bro. Some whales must have swam through a rug pull on the NFTs. Market's on a downswing. ETH's dropping like a landslide. I'm hurting, baby. Bro, that was 2 seconds ago. You don't understand the game. It's brutal. You think you can Venmo me like $5, man? I'll get you back, I promise. Yeah, chill, man. I got you. Jeez. That go through? Yep. Took those $5, threw it down on a meme coin, a little gaming token I heard about on Reddit. Just did my research. Do your own research. It's not a big deal, so back to the moon. Hodl on this one all day. Oh, boy. You think you can Venmo me another $5?
Nobody knows about that fucking
fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right.
Asset. Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
And we are live. What is going on, you guys? Welcome to Moongang 211. A bull run in a bear market, Charlie? How is this possible?
Yeah, how is this relief bounce mini alt season even possible? Are we going into a brand new bull market? Are we going down to zero from tomorrow? Right, those are the questions on the minds of the people who are paying attention. The people who are asleep in this bear market, they've already missed, 20 to 60% gains depending on the coin. There's been a coin in the crypto mindset course that's doing pretty well. Is probably on about an 85% increase from the time that we started the webinars in Q2. So yeah, things are looking pretty much as expected from our perspective, right? From the crypto mindset for Q2 mega course perspective. But I think for the rest of the market, they were like, I had little faith, Charlie and Miguel. May I pay penance for my sin? May I buy the top? And then price goes down from here. Like people right now are asking us for permission, right?
I know. Miguel, this is a job. I've been saying this for the last maybe a couple, 3 or 4 shows now. Miguel, since we've been back on YouTube. Miguel, I've got this money now. Should I buy right now? Because obviously the candles are hella green right now. They're like,
Grand Regent, this planet is fucking sick. Grand Regent, come in, please stay.
The green candles are sick, bro. I've never been on a planet like this before. When we were telling them when it was red, I mean, shit. Even when we were promoting the course, I was like, start the DCA now. How many of them did?
Very few. Very well. So the smart ones started the DCA. We're skeptical. Maybe didn't get into the course, and we're like, "Hey, I'm just going to use the money I saved, not getting into the course, to DCA a little harder." That would have been the smart move if you're like, "Okay, I just can't afford it right now," or I really want to focus, or my life situation's not right for the moment, or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah,
that would have been the minimum that we recommended people to do. But you're right. A lot of people forgot the DCA. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, I'm going to wait till." 40K Bitcoin, $700 million or $690 million Pepe, market cap wise. I'm going to wait for these generational low prices instead of starting the DCA now. And what we told people in the crypto mindset course was, might seem a little crazy that we're starting the DCA going into the beginning of this current 60-day cycle. But there's a method to the madness. Yeah. And what do you call it? Just prices were so goddamn cheap on it, especially on a fear level Bitcoin wise. Right. We knew some sort of bounce would happen. Just it was a matter of whether we got above the previous cycle high, which I believe was 73,000 or 75,000. I have to go back and look at it. But I did a post in the Q2 crypto mindset course earlier this afternoon, and I basically just showed everybody kind of, what the current situation was with all the coins on we had a top 60 coin list this quarter instead of top 50. And we looked at it, and basically we had 10 coins that we had everybody buy between April 6th to about April, I would say 20th, within that area there. And every single one of those 10 coins that was like, hey, this is a solid trade here is green as of right now, right? Not all of them ran like crazy, but every single one of them has made gains. And then as I looked at the charts today on the top 60 coin list, there is about 20 to 23 brand new buy signal coins that have buy signals on the CC algo that are strong enough to say, hey, you know, this is worth watching going into the Bitcoin 60-day cycle low. Note how I said not looking good enough to buy that right now, because we do, even if we get a big move this week, because Michael Saylor's buying again, if we get a big move into, let's say, like 84 or 86K Bitcoin by Friday when Kevin Warsh, is officially in with the Fed, like it can be a really good move. But do you want to buy green candles now, get that bit of a good move, sell, buy back lower? Like, you can do the triple somersault backflip if you think you can handle it, right? But the better move right now is really just waiting for the bullishness, because we're getting very close to peak bullishness, right? When people are like, should I get back in? Sui's looking good now, Miguel. It was trash before, but now it's coming back. Wall Street's going to adopt it, Miguel.
Sui's gay, Sonic's gay, Solana not good. I mean, the 3 S's that are supposed, now everyone's talking about it, and L in the chat for anyone who didn't take the CMC, man.
Have fun not making $1 million. You're right. Have fun being right and broke. Have fun being right and broke. Have fun. You're right. You have the most right mind. Smartest boy in the room. Have fun being broke forever.
If only Richard Hart would have taken the CMC, bro. Like, when I look at all these coins across the top 60 coin list and everything, the ones that have given me the least, well, not the least, I would say, like, Keto is one that's dumped so much it's still trash, that one just is not turning around. But like Pulse Chain, I'm just like, man, like, it just needed more support from its whales, which, we know how that goes, right? And so it could have had room to pop off like a lot of coins this quarter, but it just, it had, I would say they haven't, the whales and the powers that be in that ecosystem haven't tended to their guarded enough. They've kind of let weeds come in and take over a little bit too much.
So one thing that I said before I guess during the start of the bear market, like basically from January until we did the current CMC, I had a feeling the bear market was going to end up being different than previous bear markets. So in a rare act of defiance, I did not sell any Ethereum or Bitcoin. Now I did sell Solana, meme coins, everything else, right, into cash. But I kept all my Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is rare. Normally I do sell, usually, I think last cycle I didn't have much Bitcoin. I held mostly in the 21 cycle, I should say. I held more Ethereum more than I did BTC. But, I didn't sell anything. I kept it all. Not bad. Doing okay right now. Doing okay. I just had a feel. I was like, you know what? If Wall Street wasn't in, Wall Street and the U.S. government wasn't as in as they are right now, I would have played it the same. But I just had a feeling. You can go back. I'm not lying right here. I literally.
No, you mentioned it ad nauseum going into the course throughout the month of March. Like, at least the second half of March we started promoting the course on March 13th, and we promoted it all the way into like April 2nd, I think. And no, I remember you mentioning that like every other day.
Well, it's just because it was like kind of I'm like trying to drop hints to people. I'm like, this one's acting weird. There's a lot of weirdness going on.
There might be trillions of dollars around the corner coming into this market. We had Alex from Aerodrome and Dromos Labs come into our studio last Thursday evening, and it was kind of cool. Like, Aerodrome tweeted out, what do you call it? A little bit, like, I think about 4 minutes of our conversation, which I'm like, that's a pretty long clip. But but he basically was talking about how Aerodrome's different from everything else, wrapping all of their, what do you call it? All of their just benefits of the platform back into each other, right? Instead of selling it off on the token. And just hearing how Coinbase is setting up and Base is setting up for regulatory clarity. And then, he's saying some of the same things we are in that. Do you think JP Morgan, Fidelity, Morgan Stanley, Vanguard, all these companies would be hiring tons of crypto positions if they didn't think that was going to be approved right around the corner, right? Like just that alone in this bear market, because once that happens, then we basically have the thumbs up for trillions and trillions of dollars to enter crypto. Not that it will right away, right? That may be a sell the news event to some extent too, a little bit, but regardless, the next few years we have some people might be like, well, Wall Street's already gotten into crypto now. They're not going to get any more. It's like, well, most of these companies are saying, hey, having, 2 to 5% of your portfolio in crypto is good. And they've got maybe 0.5% in, they're barely even started getting in themselves. So it seems to me like it's a lock, that the Clarity Act will get passed to some extent here because the banks are getting a little bit more friendly to it. They're starting to hire for it. That's the biggest signal on anything. Yeah. They start hiring for shit. They don't just do that stuff. They just don't do that for fun.
Honestly, I take a consulting gig at JP Morgan, bro. I heard the benefits are insane.
I mean, I'll give them access to the Cultivate Crypto dashboard. They can sign in and log in as a user, and I can tell them, how to buy and sell and make some money on it. But hey, we're keeping the source code.
my boss keeps talking about my fish head wife for some reason. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this to get a promotion. Truly, I think a lot of what do you call it? CMC alumni type people, right? If they have acumen for other, not just the crypto part, but whatever else JP Morgan and these companies are looking for those job openings, just because of how knowledgeable the Moongang is on crypto. If they do have a well-rounded background for the other parts of what those companies are looking for, I could swear probably in a year or two, we'll probably find out that a couple Moongangers got hired into these.
Yeah.
It'd be
I know absolutely, because a lot of these people now there is. I mean, at JP Morgan, there's not an intelligence issue, right? It's more of just knowing the vernacular as well as just some of the do's and don'ts. Because they're a lot of people there probably hiring for crypto probably come from dev work or come from more of technology based, and this whole move fast and break stuff is the absolute number one stupidest mentality to have in crypto because it's money. Because if they make a mistake on the Swift system, they can correct it, right? They're it might take oh my God, 72 hours to get it done, right? But you make a mistake in crypto and it's gone, basically. Yep. Yeah, very, very bad. So I believe JP Morgan. Actually, no, they may have a non-compete clause. Actually, there was talks of a JP Morgan stablecoin, but I think they actually, because of their partnership with Circle, they may have a non-compete clause, possibly with Circle and stuff, because they bank Circle's most of their banking goes through JP Morgan, and all the banking that Coinbase goes through is for JP Morgan as well. Just little interesting sort of things, the perks.
I mean, we didn't get out of Alex, which institutions that they're talking to, but they're talking to both. They're talking to institutions on Wall Street. Yeah, as Aerodrome, right? And if that's one of the most successful projects on Base, who's Coinbase talking to, right? Same people plus some, of course. It'll be interesting to see kind of how the second half of this year goes for crypto. But regardless, I think the Moongang situated in a very nice spot. I think there's still potentially more of this bull run in a bear market to go. I was kind of telling you before stream, the higher we go this week, right, the more likely it is that we hold above Bitcoin's 20-week moving average, which is at 76,000. So that's kind of our key pivot level. You know, if Bitcoin, let's say, goes to 86K this week into Friday, then this time next week it starts topping out and going down into like a 2-week drawdown. And then it comes down and it hits 76K, holds that as support on a weekly close. And then we get some accumulation right after that above that area. That would be a very nice buy setup scenario for the next 60-day cycle. And then I told people on my channel a few times last week that we would basically play that scenario the same as what we did in the crypto mindset course, which is we would buy the low.
Yeah.
Now we have 25 coins that are very good setups, right? I would say of those 25 coins, we're not going to mention all of them on YouTube or anything like that, right? Mainly, I keep a lot of those for the course, but of those 25 setups, I would say 15 of them are exceptional or will be very, very good by that period of time. Then you just basically manage risk until it breaks out of the previous cycle high. Let's say the current cycle high for this week will come out at 85,000 and some change. Then basically all Bitcoin has to do going into June is beat that level, right? And then it can go on another run. And the thing that we said would freak out most bears going into Q2 here would be if Bitcoin would pump up to 90K, because then they start getting the bears to sweat, because the technical level to flip back into a bull market would be $98,000 to $100,000 Bitcoin. You get price above that area, even just for like half a day. It doesn't even have to be on a daily close. You're officially back in a bull market because the technical trend of the down move, right, is then reversed among its most recent major high. And that's just the definition of breaking the downtrend, right? Doesn't mean you can't kind of dead cat bounce that a little bit, but it would mean most likely the low for the 4-year cycle is in, and it would be in 6 months early, which would definitely throw the rest of crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, all the crypto natives, definitely throw them off.
I mean,
not saying that's my main case scenario. I'm just saying it's possible.
It's possible. No, once there's all the money that's coming in, you have Sailor who's got. I mean, I'm actually going to do. So my next stream, I believe I'm going to do is going to be with Johnny Chaos. We're going to talk about the whole Pulse Chain ecosystem. The one after that is I'm going to. I believe. Let me check the schedule. Actually, it'll probably Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, because so Tuesday, I'm going to do a Tuesday, Thursday, then a Saturday stream, basically this week. And my Thursday stream is going to end up being on. I found the unedited version of the CoffeeZilla versus Jake Walden.
The guy from Strategy.
Yeah. Well, no. So he has his own company, actually.
Oh, he's just an advisor.
Well, yeah, he's the main like risk analyst basically for the company. Okay. But his company is basically doing even a more crazy thing, which is like, you know how Sailor's offering 11.5. They're offering 13.5 on their company.
This is hilarious. Yeah, remember our friend Willie Woo?
Yeah.
So he asked ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini. He asked them like, what would be like, is Sailor's basically 11.5%? Is it crazy or is it like sustainable? And they basically all the AI models said, technically, with all the data that you're giving us, Strategy could give up to 16% yield without being like overly, what do you call it, put out of place or whatever.
Yeah,
but that's ChatGPT. I mean, but Willie would probably put the right parameters in because he at least knows what to put in there. But
I mean, I think the main reason why Sailor released this, besides, it's because I think he felt the pressure from the. This is basically to cuck out the Ethereum ETF, basically.
Yeah,
because there is now going to be there's rumblings now because I've been looking into all these places, right? All these Bitcoiner guys and some of these Ethereum people. Well, there's Ethereum there's companies on Ethereum that are now talking about doing the same sort of thing except for Ethereum, and they can offer a much higher yield because they actually have some income to offset the amount of Ethereum they have. So we are probably going to see a Tom Lee version of this very soon, I would imagine.
Yep.
I'm not joking around. Like,
but
here's the weird thing is like Tom Lee has set like an arbitrary limit of about 6 million Ethereum, or 5% of the supply of Ethereum. Where like Sailor's like, I'm in full goblin mode. If he could hold 98% of the supply, he would.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, if you were to do this, like I forgot, I remember the number. If Ethereum is above $7,000, they generate like I believe about a monthly return of about like let me do the math real quick just so I can have it right. So,
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
No, never mind. I'm good. I got my Celsius. I was gonna turn on the air conditioner, but what do you call it? Just turned on itself.
Okay, I'm literally doing all this math by hand. Just 1 second. Okay, so they will start at 7,000. So per year at a 3% yield on 6 million Ethereum staked, they generate about 180,000 Ethereum per year, which at $7,000 is about $1.2 billion of cash flow they have, and
they'll be in by that point. What, 20-some billion dollars deep?
Yes. Well, it should. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, obviously, the average price. Yeah, their cost basis is very different. Obviously, on
without price appreciation, basically take them like 15 years to basically get back to break even. But obviously, price appreciation is going to happen in that time.
Correct. Yeah, price appreciation is going to happen. It does pay down their debt. They have a lot of money, so that 1.2 billion. Basically, from what I've been able to read in between the lines on what Tom Lee is doing, he's essentially going to become one of the largest Ethereum VCs in the ecosystem. And he's basically the partnership with, as an example, with like Beast Industries, which is like Mr. Beast's company, is basically just a marketing plan to push out. Like it's being used to push in the developing and third world countries to push out Ethereum and Solana as the main platforms in terms of like what's going to be used out there. And the other investments he's going to do are pretty much wallets, infrastructure plays, and pretty much like, it seems to me like commercials. So it's going to be a lot of commercial. So he's going to be more of the advertisement arm, effectively, of the ecosystem. So I'm shocked at why he wouldn't try to, like, if it's like, I don't know, if I was him, I would try to get up to like, maybe like play the old stock way. Like you don't want to own 10%, but you can own 9%, something like that. And,
well, I like if we were to get to that traditional bear market, like we were thinking or whatever, with Bitcoin going down to like 45K, Ethereum going down to like 1,200 or something into October, then that would probably be very possible. But what we're getting right now with Wall Street coming in heavy, this makes sense to me why Tom Lee has kind of done the weird calls that he's done over the last 1 year. Because if you look at the hedge he's done, right? Like, okay, when did he start like really saying, hey, we're buying Ethereum heavy? It was like this time last year. So he was like, okay, I'm going to buy. And if Ethereum breaks out into a new all-time high, then we have an allocation. We make some money. We are able to sell some and then buy back lower, right?
Right.
But what happened? He didn't get a new all-time high. So he just kept dollar cost averaging the whole time. And then what does he do to basically, keep people from, going, kind of like going rogue? Is just saying, hey, no, don't worry. Ethereum's going to go up from here. It's going to go up from here. Going to go up from here. And then he's buying that dip the whole time. But if Ethereum would have went down to like below 1,000 or below 1,200, I would have been like, well, damn, you bought so much higher. Now you have to buy that. You got to 5% so quick. You're going to have to buy that next 5% basically at the bottom and go to 10% or 9% ownership of the chain just because the opportunity is too good, right?
Right.
But if we don't get that opportunity, then his strategy makes a lot more sense all of a sudden, because he wasn't sure how exactly maybe when Wall Street would come in, but he knew they were coming. And so like it's his way to kind of be in front of the train enough to front run it, but have a long enough time to accumulate that, he gets a bigger position than anybody else because he's doing it before BlackRock, does it heavily before anybody else because they're all focused on Bitcoin. And then all the other funds are going to go straight to Solana because they're going to look at Tom Lee and be like, well, we can't compete with that so much, right?
Yeah.
Except for BlackRock and people like that. But when that happens, exactly when they pivot from Bitcoin to Ethereum, I'm not sure yet. I think Goldman Sachs might be one of the biggest ones that pivots into Ethereum, and then others might go to Solana as like the third option, skip Ethereum, because they already lost the Bitcoin and Ethereum battle to some extent. And then we saw today Sui jump because it already has some Wall Street rails too. Like it is probably the blandest L1 ecosystem in existence. But Their superpower is they got VC money and they got Wall Street rails basically about to turn on.
Do you know why they pumped? You know what you want to know why Sui pumped today?
Yeah, I was going to show a little bit about it. One of the
yeah,
posts about it, but go for it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more later.
Pretty much, Sui is going to have privacy. They're adding privacy features to their on-chain.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now the seasons for if you want hype, you either spec into two trees. You go into AI, or you go into privacy. Right now, that's the two hot ones right now. So every chain's like choose thy path, basically, of like where you want to go. Some might choose both, but
and then on top of it, right, I think I'll show the post a little bit later, but there was, I forget which jurisdiction this was in, but in some jurisdictions, Bitcoin tokenization on something like Sui, it is either a lower or non-taxable event for some institutions. So what the speculation is that basically some institutions will prefer to do settlement on Sui's layer because that's just going to be one of the chains that they decided to go on. And so then they'll basically be able to do some Bitcoin tokenization trading because they're not trading actual Bitcoin, right? They'll have lower taxes based on that potentially. And Sui right now is the only chain that has some of that ability, I guess. I'll show the post a little bit later to go.
Yeah.
We can kind of break it down. But I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting too. So it has kind of like a few different prongs to that. And I mean, and then if it has a privacy layer on top of that, right? Hey, we can trade Bitcoin, lower taxes, more privacy than on actual chain itself. So, Wall Street money likes that.
Yeah. So when you start knowing about finance, like what's really going on in the world, you start understanding that there is a corporate machine that pushes things out and distracts the masses. Okay. Yeah. What happens May 15th?
The Fed, baby.
Yes. New Fed chairman. We still have Darth Powell in the back, right?
Lurking in the background.
Just he's more like the emperor, really. He's
like Palpatine.
Yeah, he's like that would be so crazy later on. He comes back even older and stuff. You know how like in the new Star Wars movies, the emperor comes back. It's a zombie. They prop him up. Dude, would that be crazy? Can you imagine 15 years from now? He's put back as the Fed chairman again. You imagine the fucking emperor has returned. But
better than Janet Yellen returning.
So the biggest news in music right now is Drake's new album, right?
Okay. I'm sure it's not that amazing, but
look at the date that it's launching, May 15th. I wonder why. It's I was like, there's no, out of all dates possible.
And the day before, right? I think it's 10:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. The Senate Financial Committee behind closed doors is going to do their first markup of the Clarity Act for crypto, right? Yeah. And so if that's positive and there's not too much dissent on that, that'll move forward around the same time. So it's kind of all getting packed in there.
It's crazy when you really look at it. You're like, so right now, okay, if you're following all the Drake stuff right now, basically Drake's beefing with his label, and you heard about the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar thing, right? They were beefing with each other. Like basically Drake lost, but he put up a really good fight.
Kendrick Lamar called him a pedo. Yeah.
But it's kind of hard
to laugh, and then everybody rapping about it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, but like also like allegedly like Kendrick also beat up his wife and shit too. Let's not.
Kendrick beat up. Whose wife? His own or Drake's?
No, his own wife.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it'd be wild if he did it on Drake's like.
Yeah, well, there's all kinds of stuff, but basically, like, all right, you won, and since he took over, he hasn't made any new music, hasn't done anything in hip hop for the first time since the 90s. Is not charting anywhere in the top 100 anywhere at all.
Did he and some Baby Oil may have had a hand in that, because every time I see a rap video now from the early 2000s, late 90s, stuff like that, I'm just like, yeah, but there was a bunch of Baby Oil in the background there, like.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, probably there's probably less. I mean, like it was just probably just fucking and all kinds of shit. But it just like anything, right?
It's just the rappers being gay. That's what it is. It's like it burst the bubble of like, we got all these guys who are so hard and they're gangbangers and stuff. It's like 50 Cent, yeah, okay, he fits the bill, you know. But besides that, it's like 80% of these dudes are gay, like they're repping themselves as like the hardest straight guys on earth, you know.
Even like Tupac, he was a fucking theater kid, acting tough, pretending to be a gangbanger and shit. Yep. Like, did he go to Juilliard? I think he may have gone to Juilliard. Like, literally,
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
And like, he actually, like, this is a real story. Now, the part of the story they don't know, no one really knows, is whether, like, basically, like, at one point in time, Tupac was dating like Michael Jackson's niece or something like that, and then like he beat her up or whatever. And then there was an award show, and fucking Michael Jackson went up to Tupac and said, "You better calm that shit down, before I fuck you up, dog."
Oh yeah, he had the money to, for sure.
And like Tupac was like back down right away. Yeah, like, bro, if Mike Jackson's about it, bro, shit, let's not forget it.
You know what's funny? Like, looking back on it all too, like obviously Michael Jackson, right? He had a lot of power and stuff like that. But the shocker of all shockers to me that I learned after what do you call it? We got older on all this, was that MC Hammer allegedly was the most gangster guy.
Yeah.
Of all these motherfuckers. Like, he was the most ridiculous looking dude in all of his music videos. Like, yeah, with the baggy pants, doing the fucking crab dance, all that shit. And yet, allegedly, if you were to go to Oakland back in the 90s, right, MC Hammer ran that shit apparently. So I was just like, that is hilarious, bro. But then, like, you got guys like Tupac, right, that like looked like the hardest guys on earth. And then, like you said, just kind of being a little bit softer than in the real stories, right?
Yeah, most rappers were like, I mean, it's a fake, it's a persona. It looks all stupid. Like, there's some song I like the crunk era, but they were like, it was more of like, these are like dudes making dance music for like kind of gangster rap basically, versus like, do you actually, at no point do you think that I thought Little John was a gangbanger at all. you just seem more like a dude just doing drugs and fucking partying, which is like, all right. That's cool, right? Or the Yin Yang Twins, right? But like, man, the Tall T era, I'm glad it died. It was ridiculous.
The real question is, who is the top and who is the bottom between Biggie and what do you call it? P. Diddy. You know what I mean? Like, they're a little too friendly. They're a little too.
I honestly don't think anything happened between them, but like, I think it was more like, I honestly don't think anything really happened, but I think like, so from what I can see at the time, like, I don't think Diddy was doing gay stuff back then, or if he was like, I mean, why? Like, watch. There's a thing.
if he ended up doing the things that were reported when Cassie was on the stand, I'm like, I don't know about this. This seems like it's been going on a while.
It's sort of like the stories track almost like what ends up happening. So it's chasing the dragon. You have to understand, right? Someone who's been, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't do that shit. That's just fucking mad gay. But think about this. But think about the legit. Like, there's
he's using somebody else's stuff like candle wax. I'm like,
yeah. That's. I mean, okay, yeah. I'm not. I mean, this is super gay. Yes. But like, watch this progression right here, right? Like, he's super famous. He's doing degenerate shit. There's dudes that are real, like someone like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman used to say this and shit. He's like he couldn't bust a nut unless he was fucking like 3 chicks at the same time. He's like,
and he was like doing all sorts of like what do you call it, orgies and shit with Carmen Electra. Like, that was I get that.
And then he did like but the problem with like someone like Rodman actually did crash out eventually and had to go to rehab and kind of fix himself up. Diddy never ended up doing any of that. He just kept ascending and staying rich. So it just kept going. And then it ratcheted. Like, I do believe he was already a little gay in the 90s, but like, I don't think he was doing full on. I think he was just secretly fucking some dude and then like still fucking chicks. And then it just got to the point where like in the night, especially after he got the Ciroc money and the fucking like, it just went crazy after that point.
It kind of just took the prison culture and brought it into real life with what they were talking about. It's kind of like you rap about it enough, and like maybe it is.
Because the thing that they were into in the 90s is they were fucking underage girls.
Yeah,
like
crazy. That's always been the case with rock and roll too.
Yeah, like Little Kim, like she was underage and shit when she got with Biggie and stuff like that. Aaliyah, like literally like multiple rappers, like fucking R. Kelly was fucking her underage. Jay-Z was fucking her too as well. Like, I don't know if Diddy has, but I wouldn't be shocked. Like like, I mean, these industry girls, as much as you care about them or you like their music practice, they were just getting passed around. They were getting just passed around.
I swear she was pure, Miguel. She told me she was pure.
I mean, the whole Chris Brown. You remember Chris Brown? The whole Chris Brown thing is like, I mean, it's like there was a party in the hills, and Chris Brown went to a party, and then Rihanna was in a closet sucking some dude's dick and shit, and then like literally, and like that's how he ended up catching like supposedly like some venereal disease, and he's like, every time I fucking catch you, you're sucking someone else's fucking dick, and this is how the whole fight started, and how they got into a huge, and that's been corroborated by a ton of people. That's why the whole fight happened, and like, yeah,
rough.
Like so now just to go back to crypto a little bit, like I digress.
I'm like, where does this link happen? I think Crisscross has it right there in the chat. He says bunch of degenerates. So
but this happens
different
to everybody
compared to crypto and that, but still degenerates.
This happens. So this is something we're going to talk a little bit about during the Crash Out course. We will be having the second webinar. We'll be announcing the date very soon for the second webinar. Well, technically third webinar, because the one with Alex was like such a, honestly, like I don't ever get to really dive that deep into mechanics that often. It was like such a rare. I was like, holy fuck, I could just like go into deep water basically. But like there was one question I got a little like he gave me a little snap question. He's
gonna give you the company lines and stuff like a little bit. Like whenever you run a project, you can't be 100%, all the time. Like I get it.
Because one of the upgrades he's doing, they would have never thought about it without this other product existing. And the problem is that once they have that upgrade, what I was trying to say it in a very nice way, but I was like, you're going to have to do some window dressing at some point. Because like, remember I said the replicator thing? That might be something interesting. He's like, oh, that's just window, like that. But like, I was like,
he's like, it's not ROI positive enough to make it worth it basically. Yeah.
But like me and you have to keep coming out with new stuff.
Correct.
And that, I mean, that would have been but like I didn't get to it, but it's okay.
You might not see it as a major part of the roadmap now, but then like down the line, they might be like, oh yeah, actually it was a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. And then like actually I was going to talk about them, but like that's more offline stuff. We'll talk about that. But like, but that's just like little things there that like you just need more ideas of just because like you have to keep road mapping forever. Like this is why we talked about creator coins at some point. Why they're such they're just permanent work. You have to keep coming out with shit. It's like most people can put up like if I launch, let's just say like a really good crypto dude, just like a guy who does care a little, but like he launches a coin today. I could see him caring about a coin for like the whole cycle, right? To 20, but by 2031, he's like, like. I care about this game, but like, bro, like I'm like trying to do my life. And then what happens is guys get older. I'll never have kids. And this is one of the biggest lies I hear with guys too, and girls. We're lying to ourselves. We're lying to ourselves. And someone like a Sartain, I can believe he is old enough now. And like he's, but even Sartain at some point, possibly, maybe when
he might do an Al Pacino. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and not even that old is Al Pacino. Yeah. He might.
Well, no, but yeah, that's what I just mean. It's just like, have a kid at a much older age.
There is a show called Nip Tuck, as an example. There's a show, and like when so there's like that whole show is such a mindfuck. I mean, it was totally softcore porn.
That one I haven't like from what I've heard from you or whatever. It was like a what do you call it? Like quite a good series. Like I'd heard about it, but I never really watched it at the time, to be honest. Because I from Grey's Anatomy, I was like, this shit got to be gay.
It's super gay, bro. But it totally like you know how people love murder mystery shit like women do and stuff like that. So it was like, I'm not saying the first murder mystery show, but like it was a huge one, like talking about like basically this serial killer murdering people and like hurting people or disfiguring people. And then they were surgeons fixing, like they're like, fuck, they start battling against a serial killer and saying, anyone who gets fucked up by this guy will fix you for free. And then the guy starts coming after them and shit. And like, it's this huge battle basically. It is really
cool. Like a thread through a season or something?
Yeah, through multiple. I think it's like 4 seasons, and then it changes to something different later on. It's a really good. It's a really good show, and like all the sexual dynamics between like the main. There's 4 characters, so there's like, I don't remember the guy's name anymore, but let's just say it's like the serious doctor, the sexy doctor who gets all the bitches, the serious doctor and his wife, and the son, right, and the son of the serious doctor, but. The sexy doctor at some point fucked that dude's wife, and then the kid is 100% the sexy dude's son.
That sounds like some Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini type stuff.
Yeah, it's brutal, dog, and it's fucking brutal. Like, but the whole shit's fucked, bro. Like the whole shit's so. I don't know if man, dude, it's like psycho shit. But okay, just so that sexy looking dude always was getting chicks, always, right? Always banging chicks. There's just this really funny scene that I remember even because I was like pretty young at the time, maybe like early like high school watching it, and I remember this one scene that just cracked me up was like they somehow like time travel to the future. They're 20 years older or something like that, and he's like 60 years old, like really old, or 67 years old, and he's still trying to bang, he's still trying to be himself, banging chicks and shit, but he can't pull like young hot girls anymore, so he has like 2 Vietnamese hookers to a dinner. And like that's the whole thing is like you're trying to hold on, but like it's just he would have the finest Russian blonde bitches, he would like anything he'd want, because they're also in Miami. They're surgeons. So if you're in Miami and you're a surgeon, bro, oh my God, you are out here, bro. God, I mean, I couldn't think of a job you could fuck more. I couldn't think of a job you could fuck more, especially if you're out in the streets. Oh my God, man. But it's just something that like you try to maintain, but like age eventually, the wall is for everybody, no matter what. And then when that, I think a lot of men would like, he just kept fighting until the death, right? But men at some point would be like, yeah, I need to retire out of the game. Like, let me, and you'll start thinking about legacy at some point.
Except for Hugh Hefner, yeah, he kept going.
Bro, it's so fucked too, because the Playboy model chicks, man. Shout out to Hugh Hefner, man. He was totally fucking.
Yeah, there's one chick starting to talk shit, right?
Yeah. Shout out to she's like, we would all like take turns, but like one at a time and shit. Like we were just hoping the shit would be over with, and shit. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I thought it was Argentina. No, it's not Argentina. They were in Miami. 100% in Miami. Yeah, absolutely. Like one of the funniest lines of the show is like he got a surgeon award, and then like because he was a plastic surgeon, instead of being like the whole like everything, in any industry, there's like you're here and I'm a brain surgeon, so I'm the peak of all surgeons, right? And then so all the surgeon buddies were like, that must have been one hell of a boob job you did, bro. I mean, you get the reward. But okay, but I digress. But it's just like these human nature things are just really important, because what we're going to talk about is that as you guys make more money, because you guys will, you see the little happiness you have right now, multiply it by 20. By 20. I mean, literally, you guys are feeling FOMO. I'm talking about the guys who got in right now. Let's just say Aerodrome hits $5. Totally possible.
Yep.
I was buying that shit for 35 cents, 40 cents. Even if you bought it for 60 or $1, right? You're like, hey, I'm making some money, right? And you're probably we're going to yield on it a little bit too.
Well, and I remember early in the crypto mindset course history, we were talking about sell token, basically right around 40 cents. It went to $8, and then we told everybody to get fully out by the time it went back down to 4, right? So that's a 10 to 20x, probably average 15x for most people who were in on that course. I would not be surprised if Arrow did something similar in terms of price action over the next 4-year cycle. Could do better than that, right? But like, I think that's kind of what we're looking at with that one right now.
No, absolutely. Oh, Portugal. Yeah, Portugal. There is always this is the problem I hate. Like, this is a problem with like geomaxing and stuff like this. There is beautiful women everywhere in the world. People say America's cooked. There's beautiful women out here and shit. It's just in America, they just don't leave their house.
They might be a little psycho, but yeah. I mean, they're psycho everywhere. It's just degrees,
Women in general are really beautiful. It's just they're skinnier in other countries because they walk more and their food isn't as poisoned. I mean, that's American women, if they were just healthier and were skinnier, they're fucking beautiful. And they're women in general across the planet, across God's green earth, the round or flat planet, depending, or Tartarthia or Agartha. They're beautiful. They just are. And then most guys just want someone that fucking just like cares about them and doesn't cheat on them, and then that's enough. Like, that's the social contract. Like, everyone, why do we romanticize the 1950s? Because it's like, okay, you Delta, you are going to work for the system. You're going to pay your taxes, but you will have a wife who gives you kids, and you will have your own little piece of land, your children that you have autonomy over, your wife that respects you to a point, or to 100%. And that is such just gene-wise so attractive to the male species.
You'll have the white picket fence, right? You'll have the American dream. right? And that's what that was, the American dream: nuclear family, simple life, have enough, more than what you need, but you won't be living in a mansion, right? Like that was the American dream, but the American dream's dead now because of inflation.
No, absolutely right. Women are beautiful, but personality, yeah. So when people tell me personality doesn't matter, it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it almost doesn't matter at all. I mean, a girl's personality has to be so fucking bad on the day one. You'll like lie. Guys will lie to themselves, like,
"Oh yeah,
but she's gonna let me hit." All right. But like, no, what Chris Cross is saying here is absolutely right. I'm going to wait until it gets to $5 and then ask Miguel and Charlie, is it too late to get in? Which this is like, this time, like, we are going to be much more draconian, a little bit meaner, and kind of like, I'm sorry, you're going to have to, we might be pushing people like at Arrow at 5. We might have to just, I'm sorry, man. Like maybe for here's a problem. It's like, I'd probably push her towards a new project or a meme coin for faster, because we're at the time it's $5. Let's just say it's 29 or late 28 as an example, right? If it can hit that, which is that'd be incredible, right?
2.5, it'll be a little bit more than a 2x of its previous all-time high. So we've seen that before in crypto many a time. So not out of the realm of possibility.
But it would take Ethereum above $5,200. It would take a successful launch. It would probably take, like, if they don't beat Uniswap, they're like a close number 2, and that's respectable, and that's beyond respectable, really. Like the number 2 on Uniswap on Ethereum main chain is like nothing. I mean, like, it's like no one cares what sushi. I don't even think it's sushi. Like I couldn't even name you like legitimately what's the number 2. I mean, I could look it up, but like that's bad that I don't know. Like
like literally like Uniswap even itself, right? Like the token's actually in a decent spot right now. It's not doing too bad. But like if you look at all the stats, because like, this is the thing also that like just has sold me on Aerodrome a lot, is just they keep throwing out facts and stats about other chains compared to what they're doing. And it's just like they're mogging them without being on Ethereum main chain already, like in terms of like revenue, right? And I'm just like, so you take that same system that's already, super efficient on revenue and just put it over to the main chain. Like Uniswap is not competition. Like they are in a Goliath that has to move too slow, and they're just not going to be able to compete. If Aerodrome, like you said, is successful with what they're doing, like that's a big if, right? We've seen that with a lot of projects before, but it's very rare to me that I see enough, I guess, talent within the C-level people, I guess you could say, within an organization. Right. That I'm like, okay, this is like, it's kind of like I'm using both my crypto and my headhunter / recruitment background when it comes to Aerodrome. I'm like, I'm seeing that if I look at them as an organization, like they're one of the strongest crypto organizations just because they actually do have more of a traditional structure.
Yeah.
And they have the luxury of building that because they did have regulatory compliance earlier than Uniswap and others, because they thought about that ahead of time a little bit more. And I think part of that might have been this after they had the success on Coinbase. Coinbase is like, hey, let me help you out with a few things, possibly, right? But like on a lot of different fronts, it's looking really good.
No, absolutely. And like, honestly, the main thing that really put me over the edge for Aerodrome is, I mean, there's a couple things. One, I know the system very well.
Yeah, I know it's the back of your fucking hand.
I'm like, I know very well how to use the system because I've used it even in the proto versions of it beforehand. I would say, at least from what I see right now in terms of like the yield farm side, I do believe Shadow is more advanced technically, but I believe that maybe because I believe Aerodrome will get there just because of all the money they have, but they're more like they're spending more time to go slower to make sure their contracts, like, this is the big thing, is their contracts are immutable.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm a Hexican. I love that word. Like, I mean, but immutable. I mean, I don't hear anyone using the word immutable. I was like, immutable. Okay. But yeah, all their contracts are immutable. When they release them, that's what they are. And man, if you guys could just listen to that webinar, man, you guys missed the fuck out. If you guys on that webinar was sauce. beyond sauce. Like take with grain like guests in 28 or 29. Okay, but in 26 at the bottom of the bear, you can give a little bit more, like a little rope, because this is typically when people are most accurate, because we're kind of like chilled out, you know?
Well, and I mentioned this even to people, you know, that aren't related to crypto in my personal life and stuff. And I'm just like, you know, oh, it's pretty cool to have him in as an interview and a lot of good information and stuff. And I think like, you know, some of the best information we've maybe given in the last, you know, in this bull market or this bear market, basically, you know, when nobody's paying attention to that stuff. And I'm like, you know, but he looked exhausted, right? And some of the people that I was talking to about it basically said like, that's a great sign actually that he looks exhausted, because he should be if he's trying to do what they say they're going to do, right? And if they're actually shipping. And it's like, yeah, like if you're working that hard, they've been working since probably October, extremely hard to get all this going so that they basically get it all launched within the bear market, right? And like, I just don't see like who else in crypto right now is working so hard that their C-level people are, you know, like going all these different places across the world, talking on all these things and just like exhausting themselves. Like Alex himself even said like he probably shaved 5 years off of his life, you know, simply doing this project, right? And I'm like, you know, hey, you know, you gotta respect the hustle. So like, do you see Richard Hart out here working this hard? No. You know what I mean? Like we see Z, we see CZ doing his thing, but he's got $90 billion, you know, like he ain't working that hard. But I think Coinbase is working really hard. I think Sui a little bit, but you know, I just don't see as much action. So like you said, like we're more accurate or more like tempered on different things in a bear market, but then also just the work ethic and the organization and then the incentives and everything they have. I'm just like, you know, if they keep that up, like I'm like, okay, book it, you know, it's going to do well.
So obviously I would say this link for you guys. This is the stream where Alex came onto YouTube. So that part is available on YouTube, but we have like, what was it, like a 2.5, 3 hour webinar, basically.
I kept him hostage for about 5 hours in the studio, something like that. Like,
possibly at gunpoint
under the table, dude. No, he's a really nice guy, and like, you know, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. So we appreciated that he came. He didn't have to come face to face; he could have done it online, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm coming to Vegas." You know, like I'm like, "Sweet, sounds good, bro." You know, and yeah, I would say that stream right there. I was going to have him on for 30 minutes, and then we were going to go into the webinar. Your flight got a little delayed, so we ended up going a little extra. But it's like, we talked an hour and a half on stream. So there's timestamps with every question that was discussed there on that. So definitely go look at that.
Right.
That was awesome. But then believe it or not, that was the low tier alpha, right?
Yeah.
The high tier alpha was in the next hour and a half. Wait, we did about 2.5 hours in the webinar. And like, by the end of it, like we had to, you know, bring him back to his hotel, and he was just like about ready to pass the hell out, because he had, you know, he had quite the day of traveling and everything too. But you know, I commend him.
He was completely lying to us. He was just gambling all night. It's so funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Dude, we did really well after we dropped him off. Like we did really well at the craps table, man. Holy shit!
I won pretty much a whole. Actually, yeah, it was $2,800. So what do you call it? Like, yeah, I guess just like in pure profit, like a little bit less than a full ETH.
Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, like I went on a fucking gangster ass roll. Charlie, you went on a good roll too, and then the other table just started turning into craparola, and we got out. I think we sold the top on that one pretty good.
Oh no, yeah, we sold that, dude. We kind of actually rinsed that table a little bit, because when I got there, every single craps table they had dealers at was full, and I was like, looks like the people had the most chips and the most action was going on at the highest minimum table.
Yeah,
and I was like, it could really fuck us over real quick, but we started betting hard when we got there, and we made some good money to make some cushion. And then like through our side of the table rolls or whatever, we all rolled so well that like we just like everybody took money and ran. Basically, I think everybody left that table with profit, and then just went to a different table or cheated out.
Yeah, I mean, one thing Charlie noticed, like this, Charlie noticed this even before I did in craps, is like he watches like the chip count for the table,
Yeah.
And typically, if a table has more money, you
They
can
allow
ride out
it.
a. Yeah, there's a
'Cause
way.
I'm thinking in the negativity of, is a casino rigging this shit, right?
Yeah.
And of course, there's got to be some juice somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
course.
But they got to have plausible deniability to make sure that they don't get caught for whatever they're doing. But because they can freeze the table, they can do different stuff. But if there's enough money sloshing at a table, right? Okay, they'll let it go a little bit. They'll let some action happen because they'll end up capturing more. And if we come in there and we're like what do you call it? Like, let's say somebody has $100, just as an example number, right? We come in with 50. We're not the biggest whale at the table, in terms of what we're playing with chips. They're going to let us win a little bit more because they can probably take more from the bigger guys. Like that's a little bit of my theory, versus if we come in on a smaller, lower tier table and we're the big fish, we're the ones that they're looking to gut potentially, and make the little guys win a little bit, to take our money. So it's like, that's kind of a little bit of the logic, the negative, the reverse logic on that. But
yeah, as long as the casino takes a big chunk or a decent chunk out of the whale, they'll allow the minnows or everybody else to eat a little bit. It's crazy, bro. I couldn't roll a 10. That's all I needed, bro.
Dude,
if I had rolled a 10, you guys, if I had rolled a 10, I would have that table would have slammed the casino for like 40 grand, bro. Like me and Charlie were on the boat. Everyone was on the bonus on that. Like, and a lot of the guys had quarters on the bonuses and shit. Like, so like that's about like $5,000 per person who hit. If that 10 hit,
and we were dancing around that. Like, usually when you get close to all the numbers having been hit, it's within one or two rolls that it craps out and then resets, right? Literally, we had the 10 as the only thing left to hit there for like 20 rolls or something crazy.
Rolls,
it was just like, we should not be making more money now, because like I should have pressed up that 6. That 6 was hitting crazy.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, I just was happy to rake in what it was billing, but like I was just like, damn, man, like when's this roll gonna end? But I'm like, well, it ain't. So
it was weird because usually like we do that kind of strategy of like just taking a couple hits on it and then to increase the bankroll first. But like, yeah, I should have pressed up. My 6 and 8 should have been somewhere closer to probably like $400 by that point at least.
Kind of like saying, my Zcash and my Bitcoin position, my Pepe position should have had more, but hey, we got what we got on it, right?
No, definitely, because there's like a strategy. Like there's kind of like either you start low on the 6 and 8, and then like initially you press it to 60, and then you collect, and then you either collect twice or then press again. Some people just straight mass press. Like there's like a strategy. Like it's like you basically press and add to it. So like you take it up to like 220 right away. And then from there, the next time you take it up to 500. And then like, there's like these crazy strategies, but like those strategies, if you even get a decent roll, oh my God, man, you start like, you hit the like table maxes right away. Like, but I mean, I think I hit 6 12 times at least.
Oh yeah. I think I had like on each one, like 150, 160 bucks on each one. So it's just like,
I mean, I wasn't mad. I was collecting a black chip every fucking time I rolled. Hey, shit.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's so funny. Like we, Charlie, because we're crypto, we always think in Ethereum. We're like, damn, I just made an ETH right now. Nice.
Right.
But it's true. Like I was doing this math, right? Like, let me tell you about DCA then in Miguel's world, right? Because I was thinking about like long-term Ethereum I'm putting away for like my son or just wealth for my family. I was like, I did this math the other day. I was like, if I buy one Ethereum a month, I'm talking about like the Ethereum that I'm not even going to sell, or if I do sell, I'll sell it like in 28 or 29, depending on like how we are in the market, right? Let's just say I did it for three years, right? Or 2 years, right? That's about 36 Ethereum. And let's just say we were at least able to get a $7,000 price, right? It's a pretty nice amount of money. I mean, Tom, it's $250,000. It's a decent amount of money, right? And that's only in those times. I mean, like that's just like one Ethereum a month. Now, granted, that's a lot of money today. I mean, that is still like, but like depending on who you are and what kind of money you make, that's actually not that bad, really.
Yeah, it's doable.
But you can break that down into other chunks for yourself. Like, some people are like, it could be $250 a month. Like right now, an Ethereum cost, let's just call it an Ethereum costs about like $2,200, $2,300. Let's just say you even round it up into like, you could buy $250 a month in Ethereum. And you still, by that same math, you would end up making about $25,000 That's more than you have today. Way more than you have today.
Yeah, it's a great savings strategy.
And this is why those. I mean, I call myself dollar cost crypto, and obviously I am trying to optimize like cash flow to where it goes and stuff, because at some point Ethereum just becomes so expensive. Like the X's, there's just so much more places where I can just multiply the money in other coins later in the cycle. But like right now, it's this is why like it's insane. You guys don't have a somewhat even a passive DCA on Ethereum and Bitcoin right now.
Yeah,
because this is when you do it. But
and one of the things we said in the course, right, was like the first place where Bitcoin's at a discount is the true market mean, or you could say the short-term holder realized price. Those two things on on-chain data, that's around $76,000 to $78,000 right now. So Bitcoin basically has to go back into bear mode for people to basically be buying at discounts again. So all the dollar cost averages that we were harping on in February and March, all of a sudden could be base level positions for the growth that we see going into the summer. People might not be able to get those prices again on some coins until August, September, October, if maybe at all, depending on the coin. So yeah, like that DCA is super strong, especially when you're, you're at a discount, but it could get more discounted, but you're not 100% sure. So, okay, better have some position. And if you did a dynamic DCA where you're like, okay, I only put 30% in what I wanted, and now I have to buy the other 70% a little bit higher, well, at least you got some position low versus, you know how many motherfuckers out here in crypto right now because they thought Bitcoin was going to go to 40K have zero position at all? Like,
yeah,
they bought the top and they sold the bottom, and then now they're waiting on the sidelines, and then it's just like, man, like they just chopped themselves.
That's why there's only two people that win in crypto: gigabrains and retards.
The more retarded you are, the more money you're going to make. This, for example, gold, silver, NASDAQ, S&P 500, crypto, it's all disgusting. It's all painted red. What would the retard do? The retard looks at this and goes, throw it all in. All the chips, throw the house at it. This is the perfect opportunity. The investors sitting there, they're like, no, maybe we should keep our hands off. The market kind of looks a little shaky. Fuck you, dude. Checkmate. End of 2026. Who made more money? The retard or the investor that played it safe? The retard wins every time. Every single fucking time.
And so thinking about famous retards, right? I was watching today a documentary on David Temper, who...
You say famous retards?
Yeah. I was watching a documentary, like a little short YouTube documentary on this David Temper, who owns the Carolina Panthers. He basically made his money from, making funds and coming up with Goldman Sachs and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
He's a billionaire. How did he make all of his money? He made all of his money buying distressed assets when everybody else had to sell. And then he knew, like, for example, like he bought a bunch of South Korean bonds when South Korea looked like basically they were going to go, somewhat bankrupt in terms of their country. But he was like, well, that country's not going bankrupt. They have a lot of trade that the world wants. They're going to get bailed out by somebody like the IMF, right?
Yeah.
And they did. And so he made a lot of money on, basically it being pennies on the dollar, guaranteed bonds from the government coming back. And, once they did the bailout, boom, he made tons of money on that. He lost a couple times on stuff like that. But for the most part, right, he was the the counter trade extraordinaire, right? And he ended up buying the Carolina Panthers, and he's a self-made billionaire, all that type of stuff, right? He actually left Goldman Sachs because they wouldn't promote him because they have such a, what do you call it? They're the funniest thing is the guy who would basically kicked him out of Goldman Sachs because he didn't want him to rise to a certain level, because he actually saved Goldman Sachs his ass in the 2008-2009 financial crisis. One of the reasons why they came out of it was because of him. But because he got promoted so quickly, this one guy basically was like, I don't want to promote him anymore because he's not part of our club. He's like a different guy. So he quit. He goes, becomes a billionaire on his own volition with his own stuff and everything. And then sometime after 2020, he bought the guy's house. It was like, the guy got divorced or something, and the wife had the house. She put it on the market, but it was the guy's favorite house from Goldman Sachs or whatever. Like, he always loved it. He bought it. He tore it down and built a house twice as big on it as like a big FU to the guy.
You gotta send me this documentary now. Yeah, I want to check it out.
It's pretty good. But like, so hilarious, right? But like, what I'm saying is basically, if he was if he understood crypto fundamentals and was looking at crypto, the last, Q1 of this year, right?
Yeah.
He had been like, Bitcoin's down for 5 months straight. It hasn't been that bearish since 2018, right? It hasn't had that many months in a row of red in almost a very long time. We have all of Wall Street coming into it here within the next 1 to 2 years. Goldman Sachs is going to tokenize the world. Like, all this stuff is happening. It's just a matter of government regulation getting approved. Like, he would have been like, yeah, like, this is a huge discount. Like, it's not that Bitcoin's getting bailed out, right? Because it doesn't need that. But you just have so many people with tons of money, more money than this market even has in totality, that it's just like a no-brainer of how discounted it was. And we were saying that, but I think a lot of people, because of their own fear, like he I guess if you look at like how he does that over his trades over his entire lifetime, when everybody else was basically working with fear, he tried to basically calculate it down to brass taxes. I think one of the best analogies in the documentary somebody said was something like, when they looked at a company or a country or whatever it was that he was looking to buy or looking to buy shares of, or whatever you want to call it, bonds, whatever, right? Whenever he was looking at those things, he was looking at it as, okay, this company has all these spare parts, and if it's a used car, the spare parts would go for this much or whatever, versus everybody else just looks at the car and says, that's a fucking junker, right? Yeah. And like, he looks at it, how can I split up the parts and sell it for a profit, right? That kind of thing. And so that's kind of what we had with Bitcoin. Everybody's like, this is a junker, it's all going to zero, right? And every time we've ever heard that in Bitcoin's history, like, what's a good thing to do? Usually it's a good time to buy.
Right.
But I'm not calling David Tepper a retard. I'm just idiot savant. No.
There is some interesting news right now in the watch world right now. So AP, right? AP is coming out with a brand new watch with Swatch. They're coming out with like a $500 watch, and all the people who bought APs are just so mad right now because now normal people will be able to get the watch, like a version of the watch. But I mean,
like Chinese version, practically.
Yeah, it's a real watch. It really works, but it looks just like the Royal Oak. It looks like the Royal Oak, which is like their most famous one. But you're gonna be able to buy that at some of these. I mean, it's gonna sell for a lot. It's gonna sell for $500, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to like flip it for like $5,000 to $3,000 right away, basically. So swatches. There's actually a Swatch store in Vegas, Charlie. I mean, I'd highly recommend. Financial advice.
Or to buy all supply now.
But it's initial. I mean, they look all right. They're nice and shit. I mean, it's just, but like, it's one of the few things, if you're in the flipping game or whatever, if you can get your hand on one of these Royal Oak ones right here, if it doesn't matter the color. Obviously, I think orange, black, red, any of the bright colors. That pink one right here, this for the girl, you'd be so shocked. This one will probably like. When I found out about a lot of these kind of watches right here, the ones that hold a lot of the biggest value are typically going to be the pink one, and believe it or not, it's going to be something like this, just because people will end up giving it nicknames like they'll give it a nickname like this is the
Aquaman or something.
Yeah, they'll give it Aquamans and stuff like that, or just interesting ones like 33 Life Pass or like the orange one and stuff like that. But like people just like all the colors. People like all the colors. These are more bland. Like it's probably the least favorable one. Basically, the blacks with whatever. Like the bright ones are going to sell, but the pink ones for the girls, like usually these, like you wouldn't think so, but these pink ones usually like they'll pay big money for them. These OnlyFans hoes, oh my god, bro! Like, yeah. I for the Barbie pink. What the fuck is that called? I sold that watch. I sold one of my watches the other day. Not the other day, but like a while ago. I can't remember the name anymore. Oh my god, it was this. Oh my god, what was it called?
Wasn't the Tiffany color?
Yeah, the Tiffany blue. Yeah, I sold my Tiffany blue. That was a nice profit. That was a very nice profit on that one. Yeah, didn't get a chance to sell it near the top at about like $40,000 and stuff, but I made some good money on it, which is really nice and stuff like that. And turned that into some crypto, and the rest just DCA money basically. Yeah, so that was nice. But those pink ones or Tiffany blues and stuff, like, you know, those usually like this. I'd be shocked if these don't sell for like at least $3,500, $5,000. I mean, eventually, maybe they go up to like 20 grand. Who knows? If they only make this like initial brand, like if they only like make these and that's it, like no more supply. Oh, these watches, like I wouldn't be shocked in a couple years that like they were like these watches you could have bought them for $500 and now they're 15,000. Like they're probably going to go something close to where like this watch, like a watch like this is probably selling for like 14 to 18,000 depending on the watch. So I wouldn't be shocked it kind of sells like near like a Submariner price point. And so if you can get your hand on it, you guys, I mean, $500, fuck it, I would do it, dude. I mean, yeah, but guys like, you know, like Aiden Ross here, like they're this is kind of hurting AP's brand a little bit. So like he sold a lot of his watches on the news. Just because like a bunch of people are going to be pissed because now more people have these Royal Oaks or these, and it's going to just cheapen the value a little bit.
Is AP really doing this?
Can you hear the volume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, you're lying, right? Are they actually doing this? Oh, they killed it. It's over. Yeah, AP, yeah, it's over. Oh, yeah, it's over. Well, I'm glad I sold all my pieces. I'm not even joking. It's over.
Yeah, he sold about like $3.1 million of his AP watches. Just like because they're gonna for sure. Like if they're worth 3.1 now, they're probably gonna be worth like 1.8, 1.7. Damn. So like a lot of people in the watch collecting world are mad right now. It hurts your brain. That's like you can't allow the plebs to buy. You know.
Would you look at that as? I mean, it's not as bad of a move as what Jaguar did with their new ad campaign that basically was all day focused and turned a lot of people off. Wasn't as bad as that, but I look at it as one of two ways: either a mistake like what Jaguar made, which is just a pure mistake, or was it intentional for some reason to bring down the value of certain things because they have a plan to like reorganize and kind of refresh to a different thing in a few years. Like I could see something like that being their strategy.
AP retains their value because they make so few watches. Like the kind of like there's Rolex and there's AP that's a little higher, and then there's like Patek Philippe, which is like the highest basically. Then from there, that's like the big watch brands that actually make decent amount of watches. After that, it gets into very niche. Jacob and Co. But they make a couple of very flashy watches, and there's other ones that are even rarer. But you wouldn't know. It's like rich people. Like you wouldn't even like we wouldn't even like.
Yeah, they make like more craftsman stuff.
Yeah, more craftsman stuff. Honestly, like let me tell you this, man. When shit gets tough, bro, you can always sell as long as you buy. Always for the love of God, if you like, buy your Rolex from the like. Now there's Rolexes in stores. I've been going to the Rolex stores. There's Rolexes there. You can buy them now. You have to get lucky. You have to get lucky. Sometimes it's just a really shittier one. You're like, I don't know. It's like, but like the resale that I have not bought a Rolex and ever lost money. Like seriously, like there's only one Rolex I've lost money on, which is I think the first Rolex I ever bought. I bought it in like Puerto Rico. I think in 2020, I think I lost like $4 grand on it. $4 grand, right? Every other watch I've ever bought, because I bought it directly from the actual store themselves, in profit still, in the money. Yeah. So it's a good investment if you buy it right. Submariners always make like this is Submariner Bluesy. Doesn't matter what Submariner, you can buy the all gray one, the Bluesy, I call it the blackface, but like the blackface, or it doesn't matter what. Like you like there's the blue like there's like right now you can probably buy this one for like 30 grand, all in 100% all golded out. Like it's like 20 or 18 karat gold. That's like a watch they say to pass on your kids. It's like an all gold one, Bluesy. It retains value really well. It's got a lot of gold on it, and you could sell it like it's you'd be hard pressed not to sell it for like 45. You buy it for 30 in 20, 30 years, you could resell it for 45 or 50 or $60,000 later on, basically. No, fuck that broker, dude. I was on a call with him, dude. I had a big ass tiff with that motherfucker, bro. That, like, he wasn't a broker. He was a like, yeah. In PR, it's a bunch of like some scammers, bro. Like straight up. I had a huge problem. I got it fixed, but I had to bitch this guy out multiple times and shit like that. Like I was like, I'll get Karens on you, bro. Like I was like, I will literally like. I know people in the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, bro, that will fucking review bomb your shit if you don't fix this shit. Like, motherfucker, scam, bro. Yeah. Buy from there's no Rolex, there's no official Rolex store in the PR, bro. Like no, like no. Be careful. You learn these things over time as you start getting some money, or you get like buy from the official places as much as you can, right? Like you can get away with a car thing and stuff, but there's reputable places. But in the watch game is so grimy. The watch game is so grimy, dude, because everyone's just trying to make it, and if you're buying fake, then just buy fake. At that point, like buy a $500 fucking Chinese watch and let it be fake. Then at that point, but if you're actually going to pay like $7,000, $10,000 for a watch, fuck it, it better be fucking real, because you can get that money back. I'm not even joking around. Like if you ever get in a pinch, you can just sell a Rolex off, get 10, 20 grand in your pocket right away. Like the paperwork, the boxes, it should come with the booklet. It should come with the like the boxes are ugly. Green Rolex boxes are just ugly as fuck. We open it up, there's cream color inside. You'll have a booklet. You'll have a serial number card. You can tell the serial number.
The card's the most important. If you lose the box and different stuff, and you still have the card with the serial number and everything, like basically that plus the watch is proof enough.
Correct. Yeah. You do get a little bit better price if you have the whole complete set. The one thing too, like the watches also come with a little band. It's like a little green string with a little, it almost looks like a wax pressing. It's plastic, but a wax pressing. Don't throw anything away. From everything you could possibly imagine when you buy it, do not throw it away. Do not throw away the receipt. Do not throw away anything you could think of. Just don't throw it away. Keep it inside the box. Trust me, it's a very important and shit. Like I had to go through all this when I sold you see it's been such a minute, like what's it called, the Tiffany Blue, and that was a big transaction and shit. Like that was like $30,000+ for that watch. That was a really nice transaction, and you have to have because they're paying that much money, they're nervous as well. Because you keep the tags, keep the booklets, keep everything pristine, put them away. I don't know, lockbox if you want, a safe or a safety deposit. You can put those things in a safety deposit box. That's totally okay. But yeah, and it's really that's why it's good to there's certain things that do retain their value. With sports cars, it'd be one of the rare things where we're gonna have a webinar soon with Fresh. Actually, we're just working on the dates now. Return on Flex webinar. There's a big case as long as you know where to buy your supercars a year old. Even your Corvettes, actually, if you can go to, it's a supercar. It is a supercar, but there's these Corvettes as well. Like they depreciate a lot. Like fuck, even electric cars. My God, buy a Tesla a year old. Some of the biggest savings you can ever get. The electric trucks, bro. The most disgusting there's electric EV trucks from Ford and from I forgot that there's like a Humvee company that sells them as well. They were like 70% off after year one. Can you imagine paying like $200,000 and then your truck's selling for like fucking 50 grand? Oh my God, bro.
Literally did zero research. Didn't ask ChatGPT to do deep research. Deep research.
Which Rolex I might wear the Submariner I'm wearing right now, or I might wear I have this diamond out Oyster Perpetual date in white gold that I really like and stuff. Like I've been wearing that one a little bit more now, just because depending on what you're wearing, if I'm wearing like gray, if you wear black with gray, I like wearing that silver watch. If I'm wearing more kind of like colors, like I wear like something like this because this has got gold on it and stuff like that. Or Reven, thank you. Yeah, this is the brand. Yeah. But yeah, keep all those tags and stuff like that as well, But it's just like anything. If you learn enough about a niche, you can make some money. Like one thing I'm gonna do with my son is like if he's ever into Pokemon, as an example, if he ever buys, if I like, Dad, can I get some cards? Whatever cards he's interested in, I'm gonna buy 2 times the amount.
Yeah, the original boxes. Yeah.
He's like, you want, which one do you want? Okay. Then behind his back, I'm gonna buy all the rest of the set. Put it away.
He comes onto the stream using AI in the future and is like, I caught you.
I had all those Pokemon cards and I destroyed them. It was my fault and stuff. Oh, you mean these cards? What? No way. Buy Pokemon right now. What I've been doing. Okay, I said this in the previous course, but I'm saying it now to you guys too. I have been buying Pokemon Yellow, Red, Gold version, Leaf. I'm buying all the Millennial cartridges. You don't have to buy them perfect, but I do have one PSA 10 silver version. My brother right now is looking for a PSA 10 gold version. still sealed in the box and stuff like that. But I'm buying I have original Game Boy Colors. Those stuffs, they're in the next 15 years, those are about to.
Yep. You know, it's crazy. If you happen to be traveling in Tokyo, you can like scour some of the different stores that sell those things. You get the original Japanese versions from those. And you try to, and then basically it's kind of like, what do you call it? The arbitrage game a little bit, right? You bring those over to the United States and add that to your collection as well. And like, yeah, you can buy them for like cheap to normal-ish prices over there. And then you bring it over here and all of a sudden people are like, oh, that's like super rare.
It's crazy to me because too, like I the prices haven't kept up to the American side, but like Japan also had like a bit of a boom in the 80s and all that time. Like there was a lot of kids, but like, is there like a lot of people that move away from Japan, or they just stay there? It's like
no, they all stay there. They're just, for the most part, it's just more like, what do you call it? It came out of their own culture to some extent, right? So like it's valued, but like it has a different value overseas. It's kind of like if you were to take, something quintessentially American from like the 60s or 70s or whatever time frame you want, you bring that overseas where people have a hard time getting it, and of course it becomes way more valuable.
That's okay. That makes sense.
So it's just the market. Like the people in the market there aren't gonna like
respect it as much. Yeah, because because I would imagine too. Like I've always wondered, because they print so many cards for domestic, the international markets for them, for us domestic markets, that like I would imagine during the 90s, because they were making so much of a Pokemon back then, that they must have printed like crazy in Japan.
Yeah, they must have like what do you call it? Like the supply overload kind of thing.
Yeah. Because like Jack Napier, one thing he's been doing, he's been buying the Japanese Pokemon cards himself, like PSA 10s and Blastoises and stuff. And he's done very well with them. I mean, it took a while.
And he's even done that from overseas. Like if you go there and you scout it out on the ground, like you're probably going to find even better deals.
Yeah. And you probably will not get ripped off because like they're a lot more honorable over there. Of course, there's scoundrels, of course, every country. But like, man, you have to be a kid not to get completely like gouged at one of these Pokemon conferences, man. Oh man, they're out there to and there better be a camera. Like one of the best things you should do is, if I was a father, right? Like I'd get my kid to like, oh, I'm really into this thing. I'd be recording so that they see the camera and they're like, oh, he's a kid. Yeah. And like, so you wouldn't rip off my son and shit, because like, they know like, oh, I'm a YouTuber and stuff like this. I'm about to go, like, I just want to record this and shit. Like, that's one of the best things. Like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. It's my channel. I'm about to be on like,
put you on blast,
Put you on blast, yeah. It's the same sort of thing, But yeah, all the original Pokemon games, the red, like not the Ruby Reds and shit. I bet you those will do pretty well. But like, I would say up to the DS, the DS 3D probably in there, maybe like, but like all the original 3, then gold and silver, and then like leaf green, all the other ones there, and then probably around like, black white version probably might be the last ones. After that, I think they lose relevancy after that, basically. But like those are about to go up in value, because you have to I just track the ages of like millennials, like because that's the main, like, of course the Zoomers everyone loves Pokemon, like, but like the next couple of years, but like right now, like going up forever. Now all the boomers are dying off, and now there's a glut of supply, and all the boomers that did have the money to afford, like Jay Leno as an example. Jay Leno's going to turn his collection into a museum, of course, when he dies. But like, people that had like a tenth of what Jay Leno had, or 1% of what Jay Leno had, they're dying off, and the wife is just like, I got to sell this for bills, or like I just can't take care of these cars. And and like now the prices, I mean, like I'm talking about 50, 60, 70% collapses in classic cars. And there probably will be like some Blade Runner era where like the classic cars are going to make a rebound after a lot of them will be destroyed or lost, or like there's going to be a whole like Blade Runner sort of like iRobot sort of thing, where you drive an old 1960s Mustang, but it's all souped up brand new on the inside. Like that's going to be the huge thing in the 2040s and 50s and 60s. There's just waves with it. Like there's just waves. Like if a car looks good, it looks good. And like you want to be different,
Yeah. I'm sure he keeps his stuff in prime condition.
Absolutely.
Let me know once you want to shift topics. I got
of course.
some sailor related stuff that I think is interesting.
Ooh.
You want me to share a screen?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Yeah, I had something from Palantir, which is but it's
This is relevant, I guess, at least for this week in terms of like what's happening with Bitcoin. And then also there's a little bit of a sentiment signal here, depending on how you want to read it.
Just let me know when.
Okay, let me know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Just let me know when.
Okay, so I wanted to make a quick shout out to the T-Wolves because we beat the Spurs tonight when we weren't supposed to. But this is a hilarious little meme here. Just there's breaking news: Victor Wembanyama has become the first immigrant to be ejected from Minnesota. So here was his egregious foul. Like what do you call it? He's trying to do the rebound. He's getting mogged. And look at that elbow, bro. Boom. Right into the neck.
Jeez.
And Nas Reed's not a little dude. Look at Mike Conley's just like, these guys are just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, both teams are like, dog. Play that again. That's insane, dude.
Boom. He got ejected in the first quarter and we won. So, the first immigrant to be ejected from Minnesota. And then down here it says, this is the same reaction you get from ICE detention in Minnesota. What do you mean I'm here illegally? He's like, what do you mean? It's not I can't stay.
Well,
but anyways.
It must be, I don't think you shared your audio, probably.
No. I was doing that to make sure we didn't get
okay.
copyright.
Got it.
So just a little joke. Shout out to T-Wolves for winning tonight. That was cool. But back to crypto. So Michael Saylor here, he tweeted this out earlier today. He said back to work, right? He said basically last week during consensus. So he was buying Bitcoin because of the stretch stuff that they'd been doing and selling, going through the Bitcoin conference. Then last week during consensus, he said, I'll sell a little bit, not really going to keep buying that much last week. And then now he says back to work buying Bitcoin. So they're going into Monday here. Now we've got the weekly close on Bitcoin going into Monday. Like right now, if we just take a quick look at Bitcoin's price, Bitcoin is on day 43 of its 60-day cycle. The first part of the Monday candle here has gone down, getting rejected from that 200-day moving average, but still holding above its previous daily sell signals for right now. So even this is like a discount opportunity, I think, because I could see Michael Saylor buying some in the early part of the week, and that could push Bitcoin's price to a new 60-day cycle high going into the Thursday Senate committee write-up for the Clarity Act, as well as the change of the Fed on Friday. So I'd see those events more as like a sell the news event. So I think we have a few more days here to go up, especially because Mikey's probably going to be active again. That being said, this one was just funny. It was just like, I won't turn the sound on this either. But my bad. But he said, right, basically one of the reasons why he's selling, like what he'll sell one Bitcoin and he'll buy 10 more kind of thing, just to give some volatility of what's happening, so you can rip the faces off the short sellers, which you'll love to see it. But I wanted to play a couple of the memes recently that Michael Saylor has tweeted out. One was from a conference call. This one was basically what he's doing to the Bears. And let me know, Miguel, after I play both of these, kind of what your read on sentiment is compared to where Bitcoin's price is at. But this is his first, because remember, there was, prior to the crypto mindset course at the very end of March, he had one where he was going into the woods and he was just like slapping up the bears. This is the what do you call it? The follow up to that, I think. So now he's bagged them. No more bears. We're all good. Could you hear the sound on that one?
Yeah, I could have heard it. Yeah, I could hear it.
Okay, so now this is.
No. No. They can't help them. Saylor had gone so far without this happening. Fuck, dude.
Oh, so
this has to be a humiliation ritual, bro. It has to be, man.
Is this a sign of a 60-day cycle top? I'm not sure, but I like this guy's comment. He said, "Rarely have I been embarrassed to believe in Bitcoin. I was watching this sigh. We are not a serious industry." And what do you call it? I'll play it. Maybe I'll play the first minute. We'll see how it goes. But let's take a look.
Let me recap the earning call. Yeah. They said, Mike, don't touch the Bitcoin stack. Now I'm buying more while they fading into black. SGRC printing, engine running clean, watching debt transform into the Bitcoin dream. Turned on the BTC drive, no shame in my face. 65 billion and I'm still winning the race. They panic when I say, sell a little coin just to prove the whole market doesn't break or get destroyed. Company fine, Bitcoin fine, world still spins. You scream Ponzi while the weak cave in. Bitcoin getting stronger every cycle, reborn while I keep building through the middle of the storm. I'd like nothing better than to rip your wings off. Every short position getting weaker when we lift off. I'd like nothing better than to rip your wings off.
I'm like, this guy right here is like Eric Balchunas. I'm like, bro, they did this guy weird with the whole crazy he's doing looking there. But I'm just like, so fucking cringe, bro. But at the same time, like, some people are like trying to take it positive and be like, Sailor's the king of AI slop now, right? And some people are just like, bro, like, what the fuck? And like, I don't know, like, this is like low quality memeage, right? So it's like, I don't see it as crazy of a sentiment signal as, let's say, when we had those girls singing like "I don't want no crypto boy" or whatever that song was, you know, or when Mark Zuckerberg's sister came out with a music video talking about crypto at the top in 21. Like, it's not as cringe as those. It's actually not as high quality as those. Usually, the more high quality the cringe, usually the more of a top sentiment signal that may be. But yeah, this to me screamed a little bit like starting to get frothy.
Absolutely.
But what was your take on this? I mean, obviously super cringe, but hilarious at the same time.
It's beyond cringe, but Ponzi, that might have to be a sound bit. Let's say AI for sure. I mean, for sure. But
yeah, AI slop for sure. But like, man, like, just ridiculous. And yeah, the thing I wanted to mention on Sui was this tweet here. So I'll just read it out for the guys because this was in addition to, I guess, the privacy layer that Sui has been building. But it says this is AI XBT. They say Hashi protocol and Sui launched with a Fenwick legal opinion confirming Bitcoin tokenization is not a taxable event. I'd have to look that up exactly to see which jurisdiction that's in. But basically, they say BitGo custody, FalconX liquidity, and sub 500 millisecond settlement. Corporate treasury sitting on Bitcoin can now earn lending yield without triggering capital gains at entry if they're doing it on Sui here. The CME Sui futures went live on May 4th. I actually didn't know that. It says that gives you basis trades on chain where Bitcoin collateral doesn't create a tax event. The addressable market is every corporate balance sheet holding Bitcoin that refuses to touch DeFi because of tax friction. They may get in on Sui because it's a little bit closer to TradFi stuff. That's tens of billions in sideline capital that they think could come in on this type of thing, this type of vehicle. Sui absorbed a 74 million token unlock on May 1st and rallied 25% the same week. 382 million transactions in Q1, 111 billion in stablecoin volume in January alone. The infrastructure is already handling scaling, and the question is whether Hashi captures meaningful Bitcoin TVL before Aptos or Solana ships a comparable tax-neutral wrapper. So again, I'm not sure exactly which jurisdiction that's tax-neutral in, if that applies to the United States as well or not. But generally speaking, I thought that was kind of interesting. It was a little bit of a different take compared to, you know, what a lot of people were talking about just with Sui's privacy layer. So if they're a little bit ahead of the curve on this, they might absorb a little bit more, institutional capital prior to the next run. So that, you know, Sui's just looking good overall, I would say.
But it was dead, Charlie. Sonic is dead. Everything's dead.
What is dead may never die, right? I mean, Sui, I guess, like on the charts here, that look at that weekly move, not too shabby at all. This is kind of what I'm seeing with a lot of altcoins, and we saw this. We're seeing this as well on the total altcoin market cap, which is just okay. It ripped up here. This was its accumulation buy signal area. Now, if it pulls back here, let's say Bitcoin here, right? It's on day 43 of the 60-day cycle. Let's say it makes a new high here on Friday, day 47, gets a cycle peak, let's say $47,000, rolls down here, but holds that area right here around 75, 76K. If that could happen, then I would say what you see with something like SUI is it pulls back. It has about 2 weeks, maybe 3 of chop, but as long as SUI or others hold their 20-week moving averages and Bitcoin holds its, then we get a reaccumulation going into early June. Then we can get that next run up here. So like a nice price on SUI if it holds up, because the 20-week is $100.11. So a nice price would be like anywhere below $1.20, but above $1.10. That range there, as long as Bitcoin's holding up going into a 60-day cycle low, could be a really good pick. That being said, the other scenario is Bitcoin does not pump up anymore. It breaks below 76K. It goes down to like low 70Ks, and then it struggles to get back up above 78K, let's say in June, and then it rolls over and goes down. Then you would see SUI losing its 20-week moving average here at some point going into early June. And if that happens, it could return to where it came from and go lower, right? So we're not in this, there's no risk zone like, right now. Like you could literally be buying the top right now if you're trying to get too aggressively in on green candles in crypto. So I would just say, kind of like we said at the beginning of the episode, just, be bullish, but be cautious because there will be pullbacks here. And, if you've already made some profit on this run, good, shave some off. I think somebody, I'll pull off here, somebody in the, there, I came off of the screen. If you want to pull us back up, but what do you call it? Some people, are just chasing too much at the current market. But there was somebody in the chat who'd said, they basically took off they took off 2/3 of their original position. They have a third in Zcash right now that's just pure gains, just letting it ride. And they were like, should I buy back in at the current price because I took some off already? And it's like, no. Let it, if it's going to break the new all-time highs, let it do that. But otherwise, you might be able to, like if Bitcoin's holding up well at the second half of this month, then you might be able to enter at a good point there. If not, right, then you'll probably take out that last third. If it does decide to roll over on like a little bit of a bounce that we get into early June or something like that, right? So, it's like you said with the title, bull run in a bear market. It's like cautiously optimistic, like good time to be focused and really paying attention. But if you were late to paying attention on this run, I would say take everything that's happening going into this week as a giant warning shot of if you do not pay attention for the next 6 months, you're going to 6 to 9 months, you're going to miss the best opportunities that crypto has to offer for the next 4-year cycle. And then you're going to be chasing sometime in 27 when you decide to get back on it. I think I saw on the super chats, somebody had said, I haven't paid attention to your guys' channels in a year, right? Because, life things, which makes sense. But, at least make a point of coming back, once a month, and checking where things are at and checking, the sentiment gauge. Because if the Clarity Act passes this summer, which I think it has a good chance of doing, bro, like the entirety of 2026 is what people wish they would be paying attention to, wish they would have accumulated during this time, because 27, 28, even into 29 can be crazy bullish because Wall Street, it's kind of like what Alex said when he was in the studio. He said, like, Wall Street entities are dipping their toes in crypto. And it's like you got this tiny ass pond and you got this giant walking to the pond and just dipping its toes in the pond. And all of a sudden the water spills out, basically, right? Right. That's like kind of how the liquidity works in crypto. There's not as much as what Wall Street can bring in. So if Wall Street starts bringing in massive amounts of liquidity because regulatory wise they can do so, and because everybody in Wall Street's competing against each other to have like their Park Place or their Baltic Avenue or whatever from, the Monopoly game for, there's the protocols in crypto. Like if that war is starting now, then, you're going to want to be on the ground floor of that and make money with Wall Street, right? Instead of them making money on you when it comes to 28 and 29. So, you're going to get rich if you come in on 28 and 29. But if you're paying attention now, you have the opportunity to build the foundation to your citadel and to get wealthy. So there's a big difference between rich and wealth.
As well as like you can get rich in 28. You will if you're here now. Basically.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and also we were talking about the CMC and in the courses about AI, but this is kind of the Palantir CEO talking about some Ivy leaguers are getting kind of mad right now because blue collar feel like oil workers are just making more money than them. And yeah, it is scary right now in white collar work because
and I think
AI is really disrupting a lot of the job market right now. It is really freaky right now.
And I think the average, Ivy League grad voting for this mayor is highly annoyed that their education is not that valuable. And the person down the street who knows how to drill for oil and gas, who's moved to Texas, has a more valuable profession. And I think that annoys the fuck out of these people. And I think the
reason why, it's funny, right? But it's the reason I wanted to bring this up is you ever heard of these communist revolutions or any of these kind of revolutions that have happened in governments, like during the French revolutions, the ones that happened in Russia and everything like that. It wasn't like the poor rose up and no, it was a bunch of basically people who were highly educated that were pretty much didn't have work. They did a bunch of horrible things in order to put themselves in position to actually make money. So what the fuck? I did everything I was right. I went to school for fucking 15 years. Why don't I have a bunch of money? This is bullshit. To flip the table over, and then they set up all these systems and stuff. It's insane. I had this. I'd have to download it from Instagram, but there's entire things on in the French Revolution. One of the main guys that was chopping people's heads off, he was just some lawyer dude that came out during that time. He managed to make enough money to kind of put himself into a position, and then he ended up just killing all the people above him, and putting himself in power and stuff in France. Same thing with the Bolsheviks and everything. It's it was all these college educated, basically charlatan, useless fucks that didn't have any real world skills, but they were highly educated and they're poor and they're like, fuck that shit. We should be the rich ones because I'm smart and I went to college. And that's it. And they're like, it wasn't like
but you're a broke boy. Why? Like that.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's this whole thing of this is why they tried not to educate a lot of the masses back in the day, because it's a bunch of highly educated masses that can ascend. It's dangerous. Yeah. I wish I had better news than that, but that was.
Well, yeah, no, but I think we've kind of covered a lot of what's happening in the space right now, and it's just a matter of if we get one last push here in the 60-day cycle, right? It'll be good for the altcoin season, but at the same time, you don't need to chase it. There will be a pullback at some point this month, right? Whenever we get the sentiment this high, it's good to kind of pump the brakes a little bit, take some profits, wait and see how the thing shakes out. But yeah, I think some people, by the time we get to about Wednesday, Thursday, the FOMO, because people finally paying attention to the news, finally have their eyes back on the ball again, but way too fucking late for the current 60-day cycle, right? That's where you're going to get some people making bad decisions, I think, for the short term and not as much long term, because if you're buying the right stuff, even if you bought a top here and it goes back down, you buy more when it goes down. If you're buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol, some of the mains, that kind of thing, you'll be fine. It's just going to hurt more in the short term. And because it's already, hurt enough in the bear market, I think, that's going to that'll just add more salt to the wound for some people and might kind of throw them off their position. But yeah, I would say as long as you're following the risk management stuff we talk about, if you're following, us on the daily basis here, since we've been back on YouTube, if you haven't caught everything since we've been back on YouTube, me and Miguel's shows both have very, very good timestamps. Shout out Kylo Tren. Yeah, we go to the timestamps of those episodes, find the most interesting topics that you think are most relevant to what maybe you've missed, catch up, because we've been on stream here for about a week now. Yeah, half a week. So you can catch up with where we've come and then where we're going here. But now's the time for sure.
Absolutely. And it wouldn't be a show if I didn't talk about me, myself, and Charlie with the Citadel. We're going to be doing some calls very soon with the Citadel. We're going to be inviting, obviously, whenever we do have a big guest on, the Citadel is invited to the Flash webinar. which is really
a lot of the
important.
time, not all the time, a lot of the
No,
time. The reason why they were invited to the Aerodrome webinar was simply because it's a webinar we've been trying to get since 2024. You know, when it was above $2, right? So it's actually good that, you know, now that the dust has settled a little bit, you know, we get more attention from these guys, you know, when the prices are low, of course. That's good because it's good for it's better for the people who are able to join those webinars. That being said, if we had a brand new person, what do you call it, come in or whatever that we haven't been talking to for a long time and haven't talked about for a lot of previous courses, if it was just, it might just be a CMC exclusive for the quarter.
Yeah.
So we throw the Citadel a bone here and there, you know, along with the webinars, of course. But if you're in the CMC, that's where most of the juice is, the crash out course as well. But the other thing that the Citadel has here that I think is really, really valuable is we've been putting in very good updates on Bitcoin 60-day cycle on the daily, weekly, and monthly for Bitcoin and Ethereum, absolutely for free for the Citadel, as well as Solana on the weekly and monthly. So if you want those top 3 coins, you want to know if they're on a buy. If they're on a buy on the monthly and the weekly, you know, you want to look for a rollover on the daily. And then if the daily rolls over and then starts going down, the weekly goes into a sell, right? That'll tell you, hey, market's going down, right? So, or if Bitcoin holds up above its 20-week moving average into the end of the month, and then Bitcoin on the monthly and weekly stays on a buy, and then the daily re-engages on a buy going into the end of the month, boom, all systems go, right? Time to be allocated, right? I'll show, after we talk about this a little bit, I'll show the market dashboard back end here a little bit for you guys, but to end the stream. But yeah, it's a super valuable tool that I think a lot of people who are already paying attention and they're already getting some value from. So we just want to make sure to keep giving you guys value here throughout the bear market. And I would say one of the best places to get that value is in the Citadel. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And for every month that you're in the Citadel, you get $50 off the next crypto mindset course. And guess what? This also stacks. We officially now take crypto. So you can also stack that with a 10% off of crypto as well, which is really good. So we temporarily removed crypto payments. We've brought them back because we've found a way to actually be able to do it without giving away you guys' information, which I think is very valuable for people. Yeah. We did not let the Indian scammers at Coinbase take your information. We told them, no. Hui. That's right. But we protected you guys from it, and we will continue to do so. You know, it's still very, very active. We have 350 plus members in there. It's extremely active chat. I will announce very soon when I'm going to have basically an unrecorded AMA in there, and it's going to be a good time, man. Obviously, you can always go at Cultivate Crypto or at Dollar Cost Crypto, ask us questions. We will answer you guys, and that weekly newsletter is pretty nice. I mean, it's just more and more we continue to just keep more and more value over time. Like the product itself, the Citadel, the Crypto Mindset course only keeps getting better over time. We've taught so many. We've taught about 20,000 students, over individual students over the years. We've run this since 2020 September. We're about to, in September of this year, we're about to be 6 years running. Think about it. We've been running this course for 6 years now. We're the longest running crypto education course in the world. I mean, already that's not there is no long there we are the longest running crypto education course in the world. Period. Yep. End of story.
Yeah. So definitely get in. On the newsletter, there is a AI. What do you call it? We basically use AI to make it read it aloud for you. So if you're driving to work and you can't, on a Monday morning and you can't, read the newsletter until you get home in the evening, listen to it with the AI. What do you call it? It's like a banter back and forth between people discussing it, right? Listen to that on your way to work. Then when you get home, you can go and take a look at the charts and stuff like that. But I did want to share the market dashboard because I think there are some people both in the course as well as the Citadel who don't know yet that they have access to this, which is always fun. So let me see right here. Can you, oops, no, not right there. Okay. Let me know once you got that.
Yeah. Full screened. Go ahead.
So when you log in, you'll be able to go to your account here, sign in. If you lost your password or whatever, you can change it. If for some reason you're in the course and you don't have access to this, or if you're in the Citadel, you don't have access to this, and you try to sign in and change your password and you're not able to, then just send us an email, support@cultivatecrypto.com, or DM Liam on Telegram at Cultivate Crypto Team. You'll have communicated with him before when you enter the product. So you'll know which one's real and which one's not. But if you're not sure, send us an email, support@cultivatecrypto.com. But you should be able to get access to this if you bought a product, either the course or the Citadel from us. If we scroll down here, so this will show you guys the market outlook dashboard. It'll update the date based on UTC time, so the daily close for Bitcoin. If you scroll down here on the chart section, right, you'll see the list of coins right now. The Citadel gets Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Sol on the daily, weekly, and monthly for free. The course gets Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol, plus Arrow, Pepe, and Zcash for free. Why these three? Because these were three coins that we recognized early in April that could have very good runs this cycle. Zcash is on a 2x from where it started. Arrow's on probably about a good 30, 40, 50% run. Pepe as well. So these three are free in addition because they're some of our highlighters this quarter in the course. Are you late to the trade already now? Well, you will not be able to get access to these three if you're just in the Citadel. I might make it available in the Citadel to purchase the 3 extra from the course at some point for like $50 a month. And then at some point here in the month of May, we'll also be able to add probably a list of 5 or 10 more coins for a subscription package, but we haven't come out with that yet. So if you see the live, this is just the live trading view chart. As we recommend to look at it, we give you an RSI, we give you the Bollinger Band, we give you the 10 moving average on each time frame. So this is just the date, or this live analysis is simply just for you to be able to look at and compare notes, because when you press the analysis, it'll give you Bitcoin's last 3 charts. So this is the buy sell signal on the daily chart. We're on day 42 here. Recently, we go over to when we were on day 39, we had an update, and then on day 34. So every few days, we put a new chart in here so you guys can take a look at how that's playing out. And then you can go over to the live analysis if you want to see where is Bitcoin's price action right now. And like, if you want to be like, okay, Charlie has some trend lines on here, on different areas. So I want to, just double check that. You can literally go over here, take, this and be like, okay, I'm going to build out, that if that area breaks or whatever, you can draw your analysis on here if you like, and compare it to the static analysis that we have here on the buy sell signals, right? Then you could scroll down, and because Bitcoin is free, we talk about it on the show. I'll show you this analysis here. Pretty thorough, I might say, on the Bitcoin daily, because this is the most important for what runs the market, which is the 60-day cycles. I give a too long didn't read version down here as well for you guys, so that way you can go down here, see the gist of it, and then you can kind of go through, because basically it's kind of like a math problem. I show you guys how we're looking at it right now at different levels, and then we give you the answer and the fish down here as well. Then if you go up on Bitcoin, you say, well, I want to know what is it that it looks good on its daily right now. What does it look like on its weekly, right? Well, it has a different buy sell signal. We had a buy signal down here in March. We have a sell setup on the last weekly close. So if Bitcoin's week is red, that gets a sell signal here. Then we want to be cautious. If Bitcoin gets a green week here, then it gets high enough that it might form that level of support. We explain that here, and you can go into the details of it. And then you can go to Bitcoin's monthly. It's on a buy signal as well, right? And then what's the too long didn't read version of that? So the higher time frames tend to have easier analysis because they are higher time frames. But then, basically how you can use this is, okay, I see Bitcoin where it's at in its daily cycle. Is right now it's bullish. Its weekly cycle is still bullish as well, but that might give us room for pause. And the monthly is going to be the slowest lagging indicator, right? But it will give you confidence, more or less confidence based on where these other timeframes are. So we will do a webinar for the Citadel and the Crypto Mindset course for Q2 here on, I give a version 1 tutorial, tutorial that you guys can go into the pin messages in both the Citadel and the Crypto Mindset course to see how to read this stuff. But we've continued to add some features to this so that you guys can have the best form of analysis here. But what do you call it? We'll do a webinar here probably sometime in the next 2 weeks for sure, but maybe sometime in the next 1 week, hopefully. We'll see. That basically will give you guys a rundown on how to use this most effectively. So if you're not in the Citadel or the Crypto Mindset course and you want access to at least Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Sol on the daily, weekly, and monthly, I highly suggest definitely going over to cultivatecrypto.com/shop, jumping into the Citadel. Then when we do the webinar in the next 2 weeks about how to read the buy sell signals, how to use that properly, I think it's a very effective way that you guys can, I'll just take off the screen here. Just a very effective way that you guys can use the information we give on the show, but kind of distill it down for you in a way that is manageable and easy to kind of come to every few days and double check. Okay. Because there's people in the Citadel, for example, they were like, are we still bullish on Zcash? Could it, Zcash has kind of run like crazy here. Is it going to top out? Well, if you're in the Crypto Mindset course, you get access to the buy sell signals on the chart and the explanation of that. So you don't have to kind of sweat as much, right? Versus if you're in the Citadel, you're like, is it going to keep going or not? Like, what do you call it? The more access you have to data like this, I think the more locked in you can be, and the more success you can have if you're really paying attention. Don't overtrade. We recommend, not to overtrade the daily signals, but the weekly and monthly signals on most assets are very good. Are very good with the CC algo. So definitely, if you want to be a more effective swing trader, if you want to be a more effective DCAer, like for example, like when should I dynamically DCA, Miguel? Well, when Bitcoin gets to its 60-day cycle low, that might be a good time to buy a little heavier on some coins, right? And so then you can use that for that too. So there's a lot of different ways to use it. We'll have the webinar to describe it, but way more valuable than the $98 per month, I would say, that you get in the Citadel. We continue to add to it.
Definitely. But, I listen to the crypto gurus on Twitter. So until Bitcoin retests $15,000, I'm not going to buy anything.
Right. That's true. Good luck with that.
But yeah, this has been a pretty great show and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of interesting things happen in the market. Sui's getting bullish. We have resurgence in Sonic. Solana has always been not bad. I mean, there hasn't been anything really catastrophic happening with it and stuff like that. But I would still have a DCA right now. I've told people from the previous streams, I would cut maybe your DCA down by 25 to 50% and increase that leftover amount into USDC. Still buy a little Bitcoin and Ethereum, but now is the time to, as we're going up higher, let's not increase the average too much, but still buy some. But if you don't know what to buy USDC or Tether. And then when we do get these red days, because everyone's so tempted to buy on green, you have to learn to buy on a Chinese parade. Red, red. When it's all over, it's all fucked. I mean, Sonic people are not mad anymore. You imagine where we're at right now. That's insane.
This is suspicious.
Suspicious. Even ILV's printing a candle. I mean, fuck, bro. I mean,
time to take profit.
But I've told people already, and I'll say it again, I'm watching. I feel like Pepe is going to be a good indicator for where the top is on this run and stuff like that. But I'll save it for the crash out, of course. There you go. But yeah, man. So your next stream is when? Tuesday, Charlie?
Yep, Tuesday afternoon, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time ish. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ish. We'll be starting the show around then. So we'll have a lot more coming your guys' way. I'm going to be, doing a slight restructure of the segments of my show a little bit. So I'll basically be premiering that on Tuesday. So if you want to kind of see the new improved Cultivate Crypto in terms of how we do episodes a little bit, definitely come in on Tuesday and tune in. And we'll be live Tuesday through Friday until basically we get into the next Crypto Mindset course. So we're back at the grind, guys, and we're here to help you navigate these bullish times in a bear market for sure.
Definitely. And my next stream will be between, well, like I'm just talking to my guest to make sure what time he's available, but it's either going to be tomorrow or on Tuesday, but I'll announce it on Twitter and give the Citadel a heads up. But I'm working with a guest time frame here on that stream. But afterwards, I'm going to have, I'm probably going to call it a Coffee versus Bitcoin is probably what it's going to be called.
I love it.
But just to go off of 1 second off of that, it's crazy. He's basically, his company is buying a lot of the 11.5 yield stretch stock and then buying other things in order to pay off the 13.5. It's a little bit of I mean, there's, what else can you call it? It's basically a derivative on top of a derivative token, effectively, but it's a stock and stuff. So very, very interesting. When an RH interview, supposedly he was actually going to interview Rand, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Rand,
right?
yeah, Banter. So it's possible. Who knows? I mean,
Rand's teasing it. I'm like, there might be something to it.
There might be something to it. And there's actually been like a lot of rumors now that RH is in Dubai. Yeah. Right. Interesting. But yeah, man, this has been the Moongang is a bull run within a bear market. You have them. We're probably going to have at least one or two more of these little springs that happen, but they are just they're really nice temporary runs. And it allows you to make some trades, make some purchases, and
cultivate more crypto. Dollar costs more crypto. I mean, definitely remind yourself of those truths.
Exactly. And we're going to have a little bit of an IPO run, so there's a lot of really good favorable things. July looks like a good month. May, we're going to have a new Fed chairman in like 5 days. So that alone in 5 days, that is on the. I mean, it's a Friday. I'm going to probably have to do a Fed.
Yeah, I was going to say your stream on that is probably going to be fucking just nice.
Fire, yeah. So I've got a lot of content. I've got a Johnny Chaos stream. I've got a stream like, coffee versus Bitcoin, new Fed chairman, and we got Moongang on Charlie's. Dude, it's an action-packed. This is actually a big week.
It's going to be a good week.
Definitely, man. Will the chairman make cuts? It would be incredible if he did, but it's very likely if he's going to do a cut, it would happen on the second meeting, not the first, because but man, if he just comes in guns blazing 1%. But he's a big guy about rolling the balance sheet off. So he is shrinking. So technically he's shrinking the money supply, but by cutting interest rates by 1%, you're allowing money printing through actual demand, which is better than like just printing out of thin air.
Right.
Because there's a lot of money in the mortgage market. Right now, the part of the economy that's stalling out is real estate. If real estate can come back to life, I mean, it's like,
Look who I'm fucking again. I had on ice with them. I watched the ice with them. Now that she sink or swim. Hey, she had an attitude in the summer, but she being nice again.
We're going to be back to 2021, man. And oh my God. Like, okay, I didn't mean to bring this up, but like, I don't have it on me, but like, there's an episode of X-Files. The Hana virus that they're talking about right now?
Oh, the hantavirus, yeah.
Yeah, or they're calling it the hentai virus, really, on the internet.
Yeah, I like that name better, to be honest.
Hentai virus. So I'm going to call it the hentai virus from now on. They talked about that during an X-Files show, and they were talking about how FEMA is going to take over the government. Bro, it is. When you hear it, you're like, "Whoa!"
I'll send you the David Tepper one. You send me that X-Files one. I want to watch that. That sounds interesting.
It is literally 2 minutes and 30 seconds of just like, what in the fuck? And I'm gonna play it on my show as soon as I have it. You're gonna be like, "Whoa, dude!" And he's like, "They have a special territory." This was in the late 90s. This was not even known. It's like, if a national emergency is held, they supersede the government. They're the secret government, and bro, it's insane.
Yeah, I would say play that on the one with Johnny because what do you call it? You're probably gonna get some copyright. They're gonna have to delete afterwards.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Live Gang's gonna win on that one.
Yeah, insane. But that was so fucking specific to now. Like, I would say that's 30 years ago though. It was a 30-year-old clip.
Well, and I mean, there's I think it was Mark Wahlberg or one of the guys that looks like Mark Wahlberg. He did a movie in the early 2010s, basically about a virus outbreak or whatever that was very similar to the corona, right? It started out in China. I I forgot who his wife was in the movie. It might have been Gwyneth Paltrow or something. She was, cheating with him, cheating on him overseas or whatever. She brought the virus back and infected all of America because of her trifling ass, right? Like that was the movie's plot, right?
Checks out.
Yeah, checks out, right? That might have been Matt Damon. Yeah, I was like, Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, they're basically the same guy, just right? It's like they cloned him.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, there's some of these things that have been kind of like seeded in with the thoughts.
Yeah, there's actually let me see, trying to find out what the hell the name of the movies are. Who's in theaters? The Michael Jackson movie is really good. Mortal Kombat's actually pretty decent. What's the name? I can't remember the name of that other movie they have in theaters right now. It's like a Holy Shot or something like that, or it's like Hail Mary. Hail Mary is a really good movie too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want some recommendations, those are good and shit. All the chicks I went with to watch this movie were like, I don't get it. I was like, bro, this movie's incredible, bro. They straight up lost the plot with women with the science. They're like, what's going on? Bro, I was literally hearing like, I didn't understand what was going on. What was happening? I was like, what? Oh no, bro, that shit murdered me, man. But yeah, what shows you guys watching? Incredible and Invincible. The Boys is really the only shows out right now. That's about it. Like Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, incredible, but like there's no new seasons yet. So like,
Yeah, my shows right now are the Timberwolves and the Minnesota Wild in the NHL and NBA playoffs. That's my shows.
Are the Minnesota still in it?
Minnesota Wild are what do you call it? They were losing to the Avalanche, which is the best team in the NHL right now. Now we beat them 5-1 yesterday. We're doing pretty good there. Or we're starting to crawl back there a little bit, I guess you could say. And then the Timberwolves are tied with the Spurs 2-2. We're supposed to get swept by them, but we're coming back. So what do you call it? If we're gonna go down, we're gonna go down swinging. So that should be those are fun ones to watch.
I refuse to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I refuse. I'm waiting. I'm almost waiting like One Piece until there's enough episodes where like, all right, I'll binge watch this shit. But like, I'm refusing, bro. Kyle's told me it's so fucking good. I'm like, nah, Kyle, enough. Like, I'm not listening.
Jose says Spurs in 6. It's going to at least a game 7 because it's tied 2-2 now. We've already basically punched them in the mouth more than we should have. So like, if the Spurs aren't going to win 2 games in a row, it's just not happening.
I've been really bored with anime recently. That like, I just been watching like manhwa. I've been watching like basically South Korean and Chinese like manga basically that's turned into stories, and then people are like essentially like AIing them basically and stuff like that. There's some really, really good stories. Like one I'm watching right now is like, I don't even know the name of it because like anything copyright infringement happens because people own the web comics, but people are like finding the web comics and reading them and making like 13-14 hour YouTube videos. Like Solo Leveling, I knew about that before it came out and shit, and like Solo Leveling was a good one. It's just like the most hyped one. It's just like, it's pretty good. I mean, it's good, but like, let's be honest, like, it's just aura farming, basically. It's like overpowered loser becomes strong, use a system. Like, you just have to dispel like disbelief for a second, just because it's like so like half of the animes, I'm not even joking, half of the animes that are like in manga form is literally like, I'm not even joking around, Charlie. A truck kills the main character and he wakes up in a different world. That's not even a joke. Like Truck Kun is like a real thing where like, oh my God, this goes by getting run over by a car. You save him. This fucking delivery truck kills you, and then you wake up in a fucking medieval world with magic powers. So that's like,
and just to be clear, you're meaning Kun as in Kun, right? Like the male, what do you call it? Version that gets put at the end of the name. You're not. It's not a different type that you're talking about here.
Yeah. Well, that's just the big joke. It's just it's such a joke.
In English, it sounds
it sounds ridiculous. I know, but like that's why I say like some words in Spanish don't translate well in English. It's just it just sounds weird. But like I always say Kun just to be racist.
Yeah, it's like Miguel Kun, right? And just be like like a what do you call it? A playful name to call somebody.
Yeah, I like isekais, but you're right. Like the system's being played out, though. That's a huge one. So now it's like, but like what they're doing right now is that there is some of them they're so good that they're now being turned into actual like anime themselves. Like there's like this, like the names are just so horrible. Like old man that's actually a good swordsman finds out, like it's like these retardedly long names. Like it is like if some retard like with Asperger's made some like you know how all right. So you know how me and you, Charlie, we remember we were like technical analysis fundamental course. It's like that was the name, and we just went with that. like that's what they did. You know, it's like old country bum. Like literally, this is a real one, and it's #1 on Amazon right now. #1 watched anime on Amazon, and it's like country bumpkin, old swordsman ends up being the most powerful protagonist in the world, or like, and he's like, and of course, like all his students, and it's all fucking half naked bitches, of course.
It's kind of like the Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi type vibe, yeah.
Yeah, and at first I thought that someone had told me originally why they did that was so later on when it gets adapted, they don't want to waste the name. And because one problem is that a lot of anime names are taken, so you can name something, and then when you try to make it into an anime, it won't. They can't have the names taken, basically. Right. So like so what was told to me was like people come up with these retarded ass names because they can change it to like an actual more like adaptable for like the market, basically. But yeah, the Koreans are kicking the Japanese's ass right now on the anime side. I mean, like it's so bad. It's so like Japan is now actively buying South Korean and Chinese animes to it. Yeah, it's that bad. Like Japan's getting lapped right now in the underground like rap mixtape market, basically. Because a lot of these guys are doing it for the love of the game versus money. But like, you know, like the guys in Japan, they're not getting paid anything. It's really an abuse, really, from the corporation.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the music industry does here in America to some extent.
But bro, okay. Last thing. Okay, this is the shit that.
Are you sure about this, Miguel?
No, it's this is the shit that just takes me out. I'm fully in. Like, all right, I know this is an isekai. All right, fine. North or south? Both. It's all south. But like the shit that takes me out. Oh my god, bro! And only the South Koreans do this, and very lightly Japan, but China doesn't even mention the Americans ever. But like when the world's being taken over, South Korea magically is the most powerfulest nation with the most powerfulest levelers, and like they make all other countries almost retarded to the point where it's like so stupid. It's like such a like they're so bad at like basically it's like so they start these off like everyone around the world essentially got a certain amount of gates opened across the planet for the populations, but magically South Korea just happens to have the most powerful people no matter what every single fucking time. And like
in the anime or what
in the anime and in the mangas and stuff, and then basically they just do a really bad job at the geopolitical side because of course it's like we're South Korea, we're king, we're better, and they always shit on Japan so they make them like little bro. It's so bad, dude.
You go back to World War II, right? Like that's where a lot of it stems from. Of course, obviously it's been like that for centuries, but I would say like the craziest thing the Japanese did, well, not the craziest thing, but one of the psychological things that they did to the South Koreans during World War II was they would take telephone pole size stakes, metal stakes.
Okay.
And basically whenever they took over a portion of South Korea, they would take the like a telephone pole level stake and just smash it into the mountain. And like, because all the mountains in South Korea are basically where their spiritual power comes from or their religious power, right? So it's just like a mind fuck. It's just like, we hate you, right? It's basically what they did. And like all the old people from those generations, right? Obviously the Chinese have a thing about the Japanese from World War II, but the Koreans as well. So it's like, it's kind of like France, the UK, and pick your poison of whichever the third country you want to compare it. Maybe back in the day, right? Spain, Germany, or sorry, Spain, the UK, the United Kingdom, and what do you call it? France, like that kind of trifecta, right? Very different in culture, but each had their kind of turn at supremacy in the region, and they all kind of hate each other for different reasons, but they're very, what do you call it? Close in relation to some extent.
Someone is going to make a fortune if they ever make an easy, like copy solo leveling a little bit, just make it a little less powerful, a little less crazy. And if someone were able to figure out the geopolitics somewhat, Oh my God. Just seeing countries doing fuck shit against each other. All of them. It would be huge. Like one of the big things that they almost all the isekais properly displayed China exactly how China is like very like, even though they trade with everybody, right? They keep everything internal. So what ends up happening when bad stuff happens in China, they keep it. It's just like in the Soviet Union when Chernobyl went off, they were like trying to keep it under wraps. That's pretty on point. Like that's exactly how they would act. But the South Korea, Japan thing, oh my, it is so cringy. Like I can almost forget. Like I don't get mad at it. Like if I was from as an example, like if I was like some guy making an anime from Mongolia, yeah, I'm gonna put Mongolia on top. But like then they start making up all kinds of other crap to the point where like you're like, dude, come on, man, what are we like? But like Japan, at least in terms of like anime overall globally, they have a more fair take on geopolitics when I've ever seen it in anime at all, because it's like right now, like because it's like fuck, we need help, but like all the Americans and all the UA guys are all handling current emergencies right now in Antarctica and in South America right now. They can't help us, right? Like there's like this emergency that happens, and like they try to like ask for help, but like they're literally like too busy with their own shit, right? So like there's stuff like that basically that happens. But anyway, cornbread. That's right. Yes. Yes. I got to make a show like that. Like I digress. But yeah, man, thank you guys for joining us, man. Join the Citadel, learn all that juicy TA magic indicator powers, and we'll be having a webinar very soon within the next 2 weeks on how to properly use it. Obviously, we're going to invite all the guys from the Citadel, the Crypto Mindset course, and give a comprehensive like example and tutorial of how to actually use it. And remember, you guys, this is only Gen 1. This is Gen Alpha. This is like the first version we've come out. It's going to get so much more advanced, so much all the window dressings, all the prettiness, much more coins. Eventually we might get to a point where like you can customly add a coin once it whitelists correctly. We have to test it out, of course, like to make sure it works.
Yeah. For example, like what we'll do is we'll probably have groups of coins you can buy in bundles.
Yeah.
And then if you want, if you want any specific coin that nobody else is asking for on certain time frames, then we'll basically get you a custom one, but also at a custom price. So I'll probably have a bundle with Pulse chain related coins on there, because I know Pulse and PulseX give signals that are worth paying attention to for sure, and PTGC as well, actually. So yeah, we gotta what do you call it? We'll give more of the roadmap in that webinar as well.
We'll call it I gave him money to RH bundle. That'd be so funny, Charlie. Someone like, I'll give you 3 Ethereum, Charlie. I need a PDI chart now. Okay. Shit. All right, fuck it. All right. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, you guys. This has been Moongang. We'll catch you worst case on Tuesday. So peace.